Good morning, everyone. Happy January 23rd, 2022. Coach Nate here, back for another live stream, another discussion with you guys. I hope you're having an awesome weekend. Hard to believe, again, like I've been saying, we're already almost done. One more week left, pretty much, of January, the first month of 2022. But very, very excited to have you in here today. Thank you again so much for the support. I see 14 thumbs up in here already. Going to be talking about an interesting topic today, guys. Foods that are going to help to improve our overall kidney health. So something, again, that I think is very, very important, like all of my streams. And, often as I talk about it, and I was even thinking about it a little bit yesterday, kidneys sometimes are sort of often overlooked in the importance of our kidneys for overall health. So a lot of times, we had a really, really good, we've had awesome heart health discussions. We've had awesome, amazing liver health discussions having to do with fatty liver diseases and things of that nature, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, topics that have garnered, thousands of views. And it makes sense because, a lot of individuals are dealing with those types of chronic diseases, especially heart disease, even fatty liver disease. But we have to remember as well that when it comes to kidney disease and kidney issues, 1 in 10 people, with that number still going up and up every single year, 10%, 1 in every 10 people are going to be dealing with kidney disease. Can be chronic kidney disease, some sort of kidney issue. So again, it's going to be affecting a large proportion of our population. So it's important that we have this discussion today. It's important that we go over what exactly, first, the kidneys, what their role is and why they're so important. All right, and then some foods that we want to stay away from. All right, then get into a nice long discussion of foods that we want to make sure that we have in our diet. All right, and that will include foods, especially the ones that are to be avoided and the ones that we want to keep in. All right, that will also have a little bit of a discussion on electrolytes. Remember, we're talking a little bit about sodium and potassium and things of that nature. We'll build on from that a little bit as well. But thank you so much, guys. Like I said, thank you so much for joining me here. It's almost 7:30 a.m. where I am. Another cold day, snowy day. It seems like the days are getting colder, more and more snow, but we're just getting through the winter here. So thank you so much for joining me. Let me know where you're listening from. Of course, as always, say hi in chat, ask your questions. As I always say, our topic is foods to improve kidney health. Remember, you can ask your questions as well, and that's the great thing about coming in here live. Right? We can have that one-on-one engagement. So please feel free, ask your questions. I'd be more than happy to answer them. If they're nutrition or fitness or lifestyle-based questions, more than happy to answer those, guys. Second of all, thank you guys so much again for the support. Really, really appreciate it, especially on our last couple of streams. The supplement discussion was excellent. I think today's is going to be really, really good as well. I just want you guys to know right off the bat the importance of overall kidney health. The reason why, with our kidneys, they have essential, jobs, a number of important bodily functions, really, to sum it up, and keep it simple, kidneys are vital, to sustain life, They're life-sustaining organs, so we need to make sure that they're healthy and that they're functioning properly, They perform many different functions, They can help to filter waste from the blood, So filter blood to get rid of waste products from metabolism and things of that nature. The other nice thing when it comes to our kidneys, and their important functions, is they help to remove waste, as we mentioned, but also extra fluid from the body. And that's why we'll have that specific topic on electrolytes. Because electrolytes really, have a lot to do with fluid retention, and fluid in the body. And we're talking about sodium, potassium, even a little bit of calcium. We'll start to get into that a little bit more. Sweet Cakes, great to see you in there. Live from California, 4:30 a.m. where you are. Wow, very early. Thank you so much for joining this morning. I really, really appreciate it. It's always great to have you in here, Sweet Cakes. Thank you so much. So kidneys, very, very important. Removing waste, extra fluid from the bodies. All right. The also the important thing, right, is that they maintain a healthy balance of liquid, all right, or fluid, water, all right. But not only that, a healthy balance of water, all right, and salts, and also other vitamins and minerals, all right. So other vitamins and minerals, like we talked about, we mentioned our electrolytes, but don't forget potassium is another important mineral, but it also has to do with sodium, phosphorus, calcium, all right, and then of course potassium, like I mentioned, in your blood. All right, so not only do they remove waste and extra fluid from the body, but your kidneys also remove acid that is produced from the cells of the body. Okay, very, very important. All right. When it comes to kidneys, we need proper health, functioning and healthy kidneys, right, in order to optimize our overall health. If not, all right, we're only taking steps back when it comes to our overall health. So if we can, all right, let's make sure that we're consistently making the lifestyle changes, but then also having those foods in there, all right, that are going to allow us to improve overall kidney health. All right, now, what else do kidneys do? All right, why else is it important? Well, we also know that, if our kidneys aren't functioning properly, all right, and we don't have that proper balance of nerves, muscles, other tissues, all right, and that can be through, improper removing of waste and, having extra fluid in the body, all right, not creating that healthy balance of water, salts, and minerals, all right, not removing acid that is produced from cells, we're going to have other issues, all right, because our kidneys also help make up hormones, all right. Kidneys also make hormones, all right, in the body, all right. So we have to always respect the hormonal response that our kidneys are responsible for, all right. And when it comes to, hormone response, making hormones, that's going to do a number of different things, like help with the creation of red blood cells, all right. Having the creation of red blood cells, all right, improving heart health, all right, because one, the kidneys can help to control blood pressure, all right. So if you have high blood pressure, all right, we want to make sure that we're focusing on kidney health, absolutely. And then, one other thing that I would just like to point out is they can help to keep our bones healthy and strong. And again, that's because of what we just mentioned, all right. They help to keep a nice healthy balance of one, all right, yes, electrolytes, water, salts, but then also remember those important minerals, calcium and phosphorus. And calcium especially, but also phosphorus, is vital for overall bone health as well. All right, so very important for the overall health of our bones. All right, often overlooked. All right, but if our kidneys aren't functioning properly and we're not getting that proper balance of sodium, calcium, phosphorus, and potassium, and those electrolytes are especially helpful for bone health as well, all right, then we know, again, we're putting ourselves at risk for things like osteoporosis, for a loss of bone mineral density, all right, for increased risk of fractures, things of that nature, guys. So keep that in mind, all right. When we're thinking about kidneys, all right, they have super important roles in the body, all right. Remove waste and extra fluid from the body, remove acid that is produced from our cells. They help to maintain a healthy balance of water, salts, and minerals, specifically when we're talking about minerals, right? Sodium, potassium, two electrolytes, all right, and then also calcium and phosphorus. So very, very important, all right? And again, I think kidneys are often overlooked because, like I said, when we talk about heart health, yes, a quarter of the percentage, so about 25% of individuals worldwide will deal with some sort of heart disease-related issue. Right? It's the leading cause worldwide of death. But 1 in 10, and that number is increasing. It's almost going to be 15%, I think, by 2025. All right, 1 in 10 individuals around the world are going to be dealing with kidney issues. All right, so let's make sure that we're having this discussion. All right, we know the proper role of the kidneys, what they can help us do, right, why they're so important. We need to talk about what foods to avoid, all right, and what foods, all right, that we want to make sure are in our bodies, all right, what foods that we are eating on a consistent basis to make sure that our kidneys are functioning properly and optimally, all right. Remember, kidneys remove waste and extra fluid from the bodies, guys. That is super important, all right. We need that removal of waste, all right, and it's connected. Remember, the kidneys are sort of part of, a number of other different organs, all right, say with our bladder, could also be with the pancreas, right, all connected, working together. So if our kidneys aren't functioning properly, all right, we're taking steps back with the proper functioning of other organs as well and other systems. Right, but super important when we're talking about, different types of functions of the kidneys. Controlling acid, controlling electrolytes, removing toxins, helping to control blood pressure. Even one of the more important things, and we brought this up in a number of different discussions, right? When it comes to kidneys, right, they can help to activate vitamin D. So again, basically helping to improve those important roles, especially with immune system boosting, bone health. Again, that's why it's connected with bone health, right, with vitamin D, helping vitamin D to work more efficiently as well. So make sure, that's why we want our kidneys working properly. Now again, go ahead, ask your questions if you have them. All right, this was sort of just a quick little intro of why we want to talk about kidney health and just how important our kidneys are to our overall health and to optimizing our overall health. Let's talk a little bit about, what foods how can we repair the kidneys, right? What foods do we want to limit, all right, if we have kidney disease? All right, or if we're trying to prevent kidney disease. Because remember, in all of our discussions, the main point is that we're trying to be preventative. We're taking preventative measures to have healthy outcomes. All right, and one of the healthy outcomes what we're going to be talking about today is having proper kidney health. All right, just like we talk about proper preventative measures when it comes to having a healthy liver, having a healthy heart, right? All of those important things. So what foods, all right, should we limit if we have kidney disease? All right. Again, you're going to want to speak with your doctor about limiting certain foods. I would say the first one would probably be, foods that are high in sodium. All right, just be careful with those, guys. Obviously, things like fast food, things are canned. I think that's often overlooked when you're eating canned foods, or especially frozen foods and things of that nature. Right? We have to make sure that we're watching our sodium intake. All right, and the reason for that is, again, speak with your medical practitioner, especially if you're dealing with kidney disease or you're at risk for kidney disease. Right? But make sure that we're watching our sodium intake. All right, we want to be making sure that we're eating fresh, all right, food, all right, as often as possible. One ingredient, if possible. That's why I always tell you guys with vegetables and fruits and things like potatoes, like sweet potatoes, things of that nature. We want to make sure that we're eating, single ingredient foods as much as possible. When we have canned and frozen foods, all right, we're getting a lot of preservatives in there, guys, and that's going to include a lot of sodium as well. All right. So again, make sure that we're limiting, all right, not avoiding, all right, but limiting the intake of sodium. Okay, we don't need it down to zero, but individuals with kidney disease, about 1,500 milligrams of salt in your daily diet. That's our aim. And usually, if you weren't, taking that preventative approach to kidney disease, or you weren't dealing with kidney disease, it can be up around 2,300 milligrams to 2,500 milligrams on the high end. Here, if you're wanting to limit, right, kidney disease or be preventative, all right, and reduce your risk of developing kidney disease, around 1,500 milligrams of salt per day, which adds up quickly, guys. If you're having frozen foods, you're going to get that pretty much almost right off the bat. All right, it doesn't take a lot of servings, all right, of certain foods to get that amount of sodium in. You'd be surprised, especially if you're looking at labels. Now, we also want to make sure that we're watching our sugar intake. We're going to want to make sure that we're watching, all right, if you have kidney disease, all right, watch your potassium levels, all right? Remember, these are our two electrolytes. The kidneys, all right, sorry, one sec, sweet cakes. That's a great question. Let me get to that. Just one important point when it comes to, all right, the potassium and salt, all right, or sodium, two electrolytes. Remember, those are going to be responsible for fluid, all right, retention and water in the body, all right. So we want to make sure, and kidneys are going to help with the removal of wastes and things of that nature. So, high potassium levels can build in the blood and cause heart problems. All right, so if we have kidney disease, right, one, we already know that we're at an increased risk of heart disease and high blood pressure, all right, and we're not able to be able to get rid of that extra potassium. All right, like we said, kidneys are going to be your best way of removing extra fluid, right, which potassium is going to help create, all right, just like sodium, all right. Opposite, one's in the cells, one is out of the cells, all right. But without proper kidney function, we're not going to be able to help remove that extra potassium. All right, remember, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. Watch protein intake, all right? We need to be a little bit more cognizant of the amount of protein, especially red meats and things of that nature, right? All right, cut back on foods like meat, dairy products, okay? Protein is important, yes, for our body, all right? I'm a big fan of protein. I think that we need to make sure that we're getting, anywhere from, I think 10% is a little low, anywhere from 10 to 35%, all right? 35% might be a little bit on the high end. I think 25% is an excellent percentage of the total amount of calories that you're eating per day when it comes to protein. 20, 25, maybe 30%, depending on your goals, all right? But if we're higher than that, all right, your kidneys have to work very, very hard with the more protein that you eat, all right? So if you're eating, let's say, 50% of your calories from protein, or you're getting huge amounts of protein every single meal, and what I mean maybe by an example of a huge amount of protein is something over 50 grams of protein, all right, your kidneys are working way harder, all right, breaking down that protein through the digestive system. It's only going to worsen kidney disease, all right? Make sure that one thing when I coach clients and I do one-on-one coaching consultations, I always make sure that the percentage, all right, is proper, not only for helping to maintain muscle, all right, because we lose muscle about 1% as we start to age. 1% per year can start as early as 35. Everyone seems to equate it as elderly individuals who are losing muscle, but we start to lose muscle as early as age 35 every single year, about 1%. All right, so we need to make sure that protein is in the diet. Okay, we can cut back meat, seafood, dairy products, things of that nature, especially if we're dealing with kidney disease, guys. I thought frozen food was good, like veggies and fruits. Absolutely. The ones that I'm talking about, sweet cakes, so very good that you bring this up. Right? The ones, if I'm talking about frozen foods, I'm thinking about things like how would you explain it? It's almost like your TV dinner type foods, all right? So like frozen meats, frozen, like on that nature, not really your fruits and vegetables. Trust me, I have a lot of fruit. All of my fruit pretty much, as I'm on keto right now, is frozen fruit because I'm having blackberries and I'm having raspberries and strawberries. And I'm not having a lot on a day-by-day basis. It's really about 3/4 of a cup to a cup. All right, so I just don't want you guys to get confused when I say frozen food. All right, we're not really talking about vegetables or fruits. I think having frozen fruit is great because, it can last for a long time. You can buy it in bulk. You can make sure you have it on hand, all right, to eat on a daily basis, especially things like blueberries would be another great example. But I'm talking more so around like those it's hard to sometimes to refer to different things. Where I am here in Canada, we call them frozen, almost frozen meals or TV dinner type things. Also sometimes with canned soups, all right? Sometimes people will buy frozen soup, all right? And we know that's very, very high in sodium as well. So we'll differentiate a little bit between the veggies and the fruit sweet cakes, all right? Totally fine with the vegetables and fruits. I think it's a great example of being able to buy in bulk, and I think it's great that, when you get those veggies and fruits, buy them in bulk, then you'll always have them on hand. I think it's very important that you're getting a good serving of vegetables and fruits every single day. Having them frozen is just fine. It's not going to really hurt their micronutrients and all the great things that come from veggies and fruits. And I'll be honest, most of my fruit intake, especially right now in keto, even not in keto, is coming from frozen fruits. Yes, I'm losing muscle. Chandra, Shonda, sorry, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Shonda Scott, thank you so much for joining me in today's chat. Yes, you're losing some muscle. You know, that's the thing. It's hard. The body wants to get rid of muscle. It's harder for our body to maintain muscle, right? It takes more energy, all right? We have greater energy expenditure, all right, with the more muscle that we have on the body. So individuals, if you're trying to figure out how many calories you're supposed to eat per day, all right, or how many calories you're supposed to eat to maintain your body weight, first you look at your basal metabolic rate, and then you look at your total daily energy expenditure. And individuals with more muscle have a higher TDEE, or total daily energy expenditure. The more muscle you have, the more calories you burn per day. Our body goes into that sort of form, or sort of in the nature of, well, it's harder to keep this muscle, right? I want to lose, all right? I'm going to get rid of the muscle first, all right? And that's why sometimes if you're not, keeping protein high or not doing resistance training, all right, you'll have that effect where you're losing muscle instead of fat, all right? Because our bodies, again, it's a lot tougher to maintain that muscle. We need more macronutrients, like more protein, and we need a lot of micronutrients as well to back up those macronutrients. We need a lot of rest, all right? Things of that nature. But Shonda, increasing protein, all right, making sure we're getting nice branched chain amino acids, all right, can definitely help with preventing muscle loss, but also doing a little bit of strength training, all right? And when I say strength training, doesn't mean you have to go into a gym and start lifting heavy weights or anything like that. It can be with resistance bands. Very, very easy, all right? One of the books that I want to write is just starting resistance training. You can do a number of different exercises with just 5 resistance bands. There was a time during the lockdown where that's what I was doing every single day. But yeah, a little bit of resistance training, I think 2 to 3 times per week can definitely help with losing muscle. Absolutely. So just watch out for those foods, guys, all right? Again, all right? Speak with your medical practitioner if you're dealing with kidney disease, guys, all right? Because these minerals and these macronutrients are important, but they can be a little bit detrimental, all right, if you are dealing with kidney disease, or if we're sort of at early stages of the disease, or we're trying to prevent. All right. Obviously, salt would be one that we want to prevent regardless. All right. Sodium, not bringing it to 0. All right. About 1,500 milligrams. All right. If we're taking a preventative effect. All right. Potassium, very, very important. Underrated mineral in my opinion. All right. Getting it from avocados, bananas are a great one. Even nuts and seeds. All right. Very, very underrated. Getting good potassium from vegetables, of course. Our berries, our fruit, but we need to make sure that we're limiting, all right, or at least being cognizant we're not going too high over our daily recommended value. And speaking with your doctor, again, they're going to be taking blood, they're going to be doing blood tests and things like that. We might have to decrease it just a little bit more, all right, lower than the recommended daily value. So that's why it's important to speak to your medical practitioner. They have your health history. They're able to run some tests, all right, depending on how bad the kidney disease is, all right, how far along you are, all right, what your risk factors are. You might have to go a little bit lower, all right. And potassium is one of those minerals, all right, that's vital for overall health, but we may need to decrease that just a little bit if we're trying to improve kidney health and kidney function. Same thing goes for calcium, all right? Same thing goes for phosphorus, all right? Even certain types of fluids, guys, all right? Very, very important you speak with your medical practitioner, because sometimes we might even have to limit our fluid intake, all right, in an early stage of kidney disease, all right? Damaged kidneys, all right, cannot perform their proper function, all right, optimally. I think that's a nice way of putting it, all right? So with fluids, all right, I always talk about the importance of hydration, all right? But if we're dealing with kidney disease, you have to speak with your medical practitioner, because even in early stages of kidney disease, all right, it's important that you're limiting, all right, or reducing fluid levels, all right? And you need to figure out what that fluid level is for you, all right? Because again, damaged, all right, or a reduction in kidney function, all right, is going to prevent fluid sort of getting rid of extra fluid. And that's one of the main, all right, sort of the main things that that kidneys do. All right, one of their main roles that they do. All right, and again, having too much fluid can be dangerous for our overall health. All right, can cause high blood pressure, swelling, heart failure, things around that. Extra fluid can build up around the lungs. All right, that's a big one. All right, so we just need to be careful with even our fluid intake. Rupal, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining, Rupal. Always a pleasure to have you in here, my friend. Sweet Cakes, Shonda, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Just tuned in. Good health and eating, Nate and all. Thank you, Rupal. Same to you. Awesome to always have you in here, like I said. Thank you so much for joining. Nice and early on a Sunday. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys in here. Not even just support. I appreciate you guys coming in here and listening to the discussion. Okay, guys? So that's something that I would try to avoid, and what you might want to speak with your medical practitioner about. All right, especially if we're dealing with kidney disease or we're trying to take a preventative approach. All right, it's something that's important to hear because it's not something that we would think on a day-to-day basis. Things like lowering, well, sodium would be one that we try to lower and keep at a minimal level. All right, not bring it to zero, but all right, reduce adding sodium, extra sodium. All right, but reducing potassium, protein, phosphorus, fluids, even not something that we always think about. All right, and remember, about 10%, maybe even more, all right, these days. Sometimes you can see through studies or through certain data statistics in certain areas of the world, certain areas of the population in certain countries, it can be more than 10%, 15%. That's getting awfully close to the amount of individuals that are dealing with heart disease. So it's very, very important discussion. And remember, the role of the kidneys. Thanks, Rupal. I appreciate that. It's great to have you in here. Really appreciate it. And remember, just before we get into the foods, we talked about the ones we want to limit, but why are the kidneys important? Their major role, guys, the major role of the kidneys is to remove waste and extra fluid from the body. That's why potassium and sodium are such important topics that we've gone over so far, is because they're electrolytes. They're going to help maintain, all right, the proper balance of fluid in the body. All right, we also know, all right, that kidneys will also help to remove acid that is produced by cells, all right, in your body, all right, and maintain a healthy balance of water, salts, and minerals, all right, which includes sodium, potassium, but also calcium, phosphorus, things of that nature in the blood, all right. We also know that kidneys also help to make hormones, all right, which can help to control heart health, blood pressure, make red blood cells, keep our bones strong and healthy. So very, very important. All right, the overall role of the kidneys, super important for the overall optimizing of our overall health. Tammy, great to see you. Thank you so much. Regulars coming in here, and even everyone who's new, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate having you in here. Tammy, good morning to you. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, Rupal. Great to have you in here, guys. Thank you so much, and good morning. Happy Sunday. Great to see you guys in here. I really like frozen food, particular frozen peas and fish fillets. It's bad for you. I didn't realize. You know what, Rupal? Excellent question. I think we need to sort of differentiate things like frozen peas, so frozen vegetables and fruits, even frozen fish, all right? Again, those are all things that I eat. All right, I think we're looking at, certain, what we would call here TV dinners, all right, or things that are going to have a lot of preservatives in it. If we're talking about fruits and vegetables, usually it'd be berries like strawberries, blueberries, things of that nature, other types of fruits as well, but those are a popular one. I think we need to differentiate between vegetables, fruits, all right, and even fish, all right? Those are all things that I eat on a consistent basis, a weekly basis, right? The thing with those types of foods, right, they don't have a ton of the extra sodium. I think we're thinking about TV dinner type foods, all right? Frozen soups are a huge one. They're going to be super high in sodium, all right? Super high in preservatives. I think things like frozen peas, frozen corn, All right, things like that. All right, yeah, peas and green beans and corn. All right, super popular when it comes to freezing. Same with fish. All right, we can't, if you're eating, good amounts of fish, healthy amounts of fish, like I have. All right, if you're buying them in bag form, all right, you're not going to be having fresh fish in your refrigerator for too long. All right, it just won't last. And so that's more than fine. Just realize some of those other ones. All right, think about like the we call them TV dinners here. I'm trying to think of a way to put it, but sort of those foods that aren't single ingredient foods that are going to need preservatives and sodium to help maintain them. All right, that's why that they have the sodium in there to maintain, all right, their longevity and to maintain their taste. Would taking a mineral supplement help? Liquid, not tablets. All right. Well, in terms of potassium and calcium, Shonda, even if you're taking a mineral, if you're talking about those mineral supplements in general, all right, especially related to kidney disease, I will say this, all right, and again, this isn't coming from a medical practitioner, but someone who studied it and looking at kidney disease as a whole and talking about the things that we may need to limit. If you're taking a mineral supplement, all right, like potassium, of course, we want to get all of our healthy minerals in. All right, 13, even our vitamins, 13 essential vitamins, 15 essential minerals. All right, and then a bunch of other nutrients. All right, let's say we're talking about a multivitamin. All right. Having a mineral supplement can definitely, especially in liquid form, all right, can definitely help with our overall health. But if we're taking that, all right, you need to speak with your medical practitioner. And you bring up a great point, Chandra. Liquid form, not tablets. Having it in liquid form or powdered form, all right, for that nature, you're going to be absorbing more of it. All right, so if we need to limit potassium, all right, calcium, phosphorus, all of that stuff, right, then we may need to take a step back from the mineral supplementation because you're going to be increasing your amount of potassium, increasing your amount of calcium and phosphorus. I would go with the liquid, not tablets, Shonda, absolutely. All right, if tablets are your only way of being able to get it, use the tablets, better than nothing. But the liquid and powdered forms are always going to be your highest absorbability. All right, tablets are poorly absorbed. All right, I would always try to go with the liquids if you can. Again, if tablets are the only way that you can get them, absolutely take the tablets. I took tablets for a very long time. Now it's mostly liquid. Now it's capsules, liquid gels, things of that nature, just because the absorption rate. I hope that helps answer your question, Shonda. It's a great question. Lainey, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Good morning to you, Lainey. Awesome to have you in here. Our familiar faces. Thank you so much. I love frozen peas. Yeah, seems peas are great. I used to eat frozen peas every single day, guys. Now, not so much, just because my salads are so large. But I will on the weekends, all right, and things of that nature. If I'm like barbecuing or things like that, all right, sort of like that meal, my mental meal, I call it sometimes. If I'm barbecuing or things like that, I always like to have either corn or peas to go along with it. Always enjoy them. Always have things like green beans and beans and things of that nature. The nice thing about peas, right, is that you're getting in good protein as well. A lot of micronutrients. All right, it's a nice healthy vegetable. All right, so you're getting fiber as well. All right, peas are great. Don't let me convince you that peas are bad guys or frozen peas, frozen vegetables or anything like that. Like Rupal just said, we call them TV dinners here in the UK. We're talking about things like that. All right. Peas, you're fine. I'm convinced peas are okay. They're picked almost straight away, preserved well. Yep, and they taste so good. Absolutely. And they're easy to, once they're, easy to prepare also, I find at least. That's interesting you call them TV dinners. So you kind of know. I hope you guys know what I mean by that. All right, so frozen foods, all right, it's these pre-made meals. If you don't know what I'm talking about, all right, it's these pre-made meals. Think of, frozen pizza and things like that. Frozen, pastas. They have all of that stuff. Those are the foods that we're going to want to limit because they're super high in sodium. All right, think about it like that. Frozen soups. Now I'm starting to think about when you go down the frozen food aisle. All right. Other frozen foods like that. All right, we need to stay away from those. Ooh, great question, Lainey. I think that's an awesome question. Do you really need a multivitamin if you're eating a healthy diet, or any supplements for that matter? Here's the thing, all right? We talked a little bit about this in our 5 supplements that you need to be taking. The rule of, and multivitamin was in it, all right? The other ones, all right, if you weren't, I would listen to that one because I think they're important. All right, the goal of a multivitamin is to fill in the gap. So if we're not getting all of our micronutrients in, all right? And then the nice thing about a multivitamin, Laney, is it can help to fill in the gaps of things like trace minerals, all right? It can help fill in the gaps of certain amino acids, all right? So if we're not eating foods that are high in amino acids, usually going to be things like your meats or meat alternatives like beans, legumes, things of that nature. They're high in branched chain amino acids, all right? Certain important enzymes. Even like your algae, like seaweed and stuff like that, if you're taking a good multivitamin, might even have those sort of things in it, all right? Probiotics. Is it necessary? No, it's not, all right? Especially if you're making sure you're eating a well-balanced, healthy diet. You're getting in your 6 servings of vegetables. You're getting in good complex carbohydrates, good protein sources, healthy fats. If you're doing that, look at the picture that you're looking at right now. If you're getting a lot of those different colors and a lot of those different foods, is it necessary? No, but I like taking a multivitamin just to make sure I'm filling in the gaps, making sure I'm not missing out on any of those essential minerals, trace minerals, enzymes, amino acids, things of that nature. But supplements are to fill in the gap. Supplements, just like the words, just like it's called, supplement is to supplement your diet. All right. So diet is the most important thing. Throw peas in the salad. Absolutely. You know what I like throwing in the salad? Avocado, because I get a little bit of olive oil. Sometimes if I'm putting olive oil in, I won't throw the avocado in just to limit calories and fat. But on keto, all right, it's higher in fat anyway, so I usually tend to throw a little bit of avocado in there. But I really should make a video of some of the salads that I make. I think it would be really helpful for you guys. I know you guys know the importance of salad and everything like that, but my salads are very big. That you don't have to be eating as much salad as I do. It's 10 to 12 cups of salad. The bowl is ridiculous. I should throw the picture up. In some of my coaching and consultations this week, I talked to some of my clients who are maybe in chat right now, all right? Maybe in chat right now. I don't know if they are. They could be, all right? But if they aren't, I know that they might be listening, but you guys know what I'm talking about, all right? I can put the picture up and then have the picture showing on your screen so you can actually see the salad as well. But I think a video of making the salad, talking about the things that I have in my salad. I like a nice like spring mix, so it has Swiss chard, spinach, arugula, a bunch of different greens. And then I'll throw kale in it sometimes. I'll also throw in sometimes romaine lettuce, things of that nature. Hit that like button. Thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. A Russian salad. Nice. Lived on those living in Italy. Get them here too. Lots of Polish Eastern. Yeah, that's great, Rupal. A lot of good greens in that. A lot of good greens. Polish and I haven't had I'll have to look more into the Russian salad. That's interesting. Great point. Well, thank you, Lainey. I'm glad that helps a little bit with the multivitamin supplements. A lot of times I say stick to the basics when it comes to supplementation, multivitamin, things like that. All right, we don't need to overdo it with supplements. A lot of my clients will come in with a list of like 10 to 15 supplements that they want to start taking. Keep it simple. All right? I think that discussion on the 5 simple supplements that we want to take is a nice start. All right, and I think you can fill in the gaps with those supplements. Avocados and salads are lovely and on toast, absolutely. I also put them in another keto food that I eat. I think that might be an interesting video as well. I would love good dressing recipes. Man, I have those for you guys. Maybe I should start doing some videos on certain recipes, all right, that are healthy, all right, that we can add to certain foods that are healthy, making sure they're not too high in calories, making sure they're good macronutrient sources, so healthy fats, all right, things of that nature. Maybe I should start doing more food prep videos. I don't know if people would enjoy that, but if you do, let me know. I hear some good feedback sometimes from you guys when it comes to, the types of foods that I eat. But I can definitely do that. I eat huge salads as well. Reminds me I need more greens. That's a nice thing with salads. We can get a lot of greens in a short period of time. All right, eating my salad, all right, is actually it's funny. It takes me probably about 10 to 15 minutes to get through it, but the whole time, it's almost like you're thanking yourself. It's almost like a reward. At least that's how I see it. All right, you know that it's going to be improving your overall health, and it's easily digested, which is nice too. All right, maybe I'll look into doing that, guys. Salads, a bunch of different other things, getting them in smoothies and things like that, I think are a nice way too. Nice and easy and quick. Okay, that's a great question, Shonda. I have a live discussion with getting into keto and beginning it the right way. That would be a great, I think, listen for you. With that stream, I think we almost talked for 2 minutes about keto. All right. But just really quickly to answer, we talked already about what our kidneys do, why it's important to improve kidney health. All right, the foods that we want to avoid. We're going to get into the best foods, all right, for improving your kidney health here right after, probably within the next minute or two. All right, so we're going to get right down into it. What are the best foods to improve kidney health? But let me answer your question, Shonda. What does it mean when your body goes into ketosis? That's a very, very important question. A lot of people don't ask that question or really understand the metabolic state of ketosis. All right, it's a metabolic state, all right, where we're eating low carbohydrates, so under 50 grams of net carbohydrates. I keep it at under 40 myself, all right, just to make sure that I'm a little bit lower, all right, making sure that I'm getting into ketosis, all right. But it's the process of, one, if you're eating too many carbohydrates, you're going to be creating glucose and insulin, and that's going to be your main primary energy source for your body. The state of ketosis, all right, so if you're on a ketogenic diet, all right, ketosis is the metabolic state where you're no longer using glucose and insulin, all right, glucose for being the big one, all right, no longer using glucose as energy because your carbohydrates are so low. All right, you go into the metabolic state of ketosis where your energy source comes from fat. And you're burning fat, all right, at least that's the goal of ketosis, all right, where you're burning fat as energy and no longer using, not burning fat, but using fat as energy, all right, instead of glucose. So that's why carbohydrates are needed to be low. When you have carbohydrates, sugars, things like that, it spikes your glucose levels. Your body's going to use that as energy first. All right, but ketosis is a metabolic state where you're burning fat as energy as opposed to glucose and insulin. But great question. That's why keto is so important. I think going back and listening to that discussion on ketogenic diets, Shonda, would be very, very important for you. All right, especially if you're thinking about getting into ketosis and starting keto. Do you have to? No, but it can have benefits. I'm on keto right now. It won't be for a long period of time. I think 3 months is great, but we need to make sure carbohydrates are low. Sonia, great to see you, Sonia. I hope you're having a good morning. Do the recipe. Can you put the nutrients facts too? Yes, absolutely. I think that's an important part. All right, I can definitely add the nutrients and the macronutrients. All right, the amount of calories that's in each one. All right, salads will be easy. All right, but definitely get the nutrient facts in there. I think that's important. All right, if maybe even looking at a couple of meals, sort of doing like a day in the life of eating. All right, what I would eat on a daily basis. All right, because a lot of the times it does stay the same. All right, I can kind of count up the macronutrients. The micronutrients would be a little bit tougher, take a little bit more work, all right, but I could probably do it. All right, macronutrients is super easy. All right, you can count those super easy, Sonia. But then the micronutrients would be a little bit tougher. All right, but I could definitely do that for you guys if you're interested in it. But I think that would make for an interesting video because a lot of people will only focus on macronutrients when they're looking at the foods that they eat. They don't necessarily take into consideration the importance of micronutrients and all of that important stuff. But yes, I can definitely do that. I think that's a great idea. All right, if you guys are interested in that, that's awesome. Thank you for letting me know. Maybe we can start making some videos on that. Sort of like a day in the life, and that'll be a nice way of getting myself on video as well, because I saw from our our poll, and thank you so much for everyone who voted. All right, over 65, almost 70 votes. All right, thank you. I really appreciate that, guys. Nice response from you. I really appreciated it, because not everyone finds that community tab. All right, for sure, or takes the time to vote. All right, it seemed like there was a 66%, 2/3 of the viewers want a mix of the videos now and having myself on camera. So we can definitely do that. I think that's a great idea. Great questions. And Sonia, big shout out to you. Thank you so much for coming into chat today. A member of the Fit team. Appreciate having you in here so much, Sonia. It's great seeing you in here. Good morning to you. Thanks. I was going to suggest a few weeks ago making videos of you making a salad and perhaps cleanse drinks. Be a nice twist to the channel. Absolutely. Always looking for new content on the channel. I think that's a great idea. Salads, other recipes. All right. I have a nice, fermented food recipe that I think would be very helpful for you guys. And going back into all of this, all right, it's going to be healthy for our kidneys as well. All right. So we can switch it up a little bit, guys. And thank you so much for the thumbs up. We're already at 31 thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right. And again, big shout out to our members. All right. That's one of the things I always like to do. Sonia, thank you so much. Fit team member. Appreciate you, Sonia. Thank you so much. And I appreciate everyone in here. Thank you for the great questions. Okay, so we know what the kidneys do. We know their proper function. All right. And we know what foods we want to avoid. So what foods help to improve kidney health? All right, have the potential to help with kidney health. All right. Giuliano Adams, thank you so much for coming into chat. Appreciate having you in here. Thank you very much. Might be new to if you're new to the stream, thank you so much for coming in. Appreciate having you in here. If you're not new, all right, I apologize, but usually I'm pretty good with recognizing new names. If you aren't, I apologize, but it's great having you in here, Giuliano. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So again, let's talk about some of the best foods. Let's give a good sort of rundown of the best foods in here, guys, all right? We don't have to take too much time discussing each and every one. I don't, want to throw a bunch of information at you, all right? But I want to get some good foods in here, all right? Remember, kidneys are super powerful when it comes to many important bodily functions, which we have talked about, guys, especially with fluids, all right? Remember, responsible for filtering waste products, releasing hormones that regulate blood pressure. That's why we keep going back to blood pressure. One, balancing fluids in the body, again, because we're talking about those two important electrolytes. A lot of people will look at potassium only as a mineral, but we have to remember that it's an electrolyte as well. Sodium and potassium, all right, very important. All right, electrolytes. That's why we've had to make sure we discuss that. All right, and it helps, eliminate waste. All right, urination, sweating, all of those different things. All right, we need to make sure, all right, that we're not damaging the kidneys, taking a preventative approach. It's a vital organ, guys. Again, the things that can put us common risk factors for kidney disease. We talked about the foods, all right, but also obesity. We know obesity is on the rise worldwide. That's why I say 1 in 10 individuals right now, as we know, that data is even a little bit old, all right? That's pre-COVID information, all right, in the studies. I couldn't find any new ones, all right? I looked hard, but I could not find any new studies showing the percentages of individuals on kidney disease, but we know at least 1 in 10 individuals are dealing with kidney disease or kidney disease risk factors, all right, or symptoms, signs and symptoms, all right. It's probably higher now, all right, because some of those risk factors are obesity, all right. Can even be smoking. Obesity is the big one, I think, for right now, all right. Also age, all right, as we start to age. But obesity, looking at the United States, and it's very similar worldwide, all right, we know 66% of individuals in the States are either overweight, obese, or extremely obese, all right. We're not picking on the U.S. I always like to point this out. Looking at the latest statistics from Europe, now over half of the population is considered in that category. So where we have 2/3 of the U.S. population, we have 55%, all right, maybe even a little bit more of the European population in that category as well now. All right, so it's catching up. It's a little bit behind, all right, but in the last few years, it's really caught up. Yes, I am new. Like your videos. Thank you, Juliana. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming in here. Welcome. Big welcomes from Sonia. Thank you, Sonia. But welcome, Juliana. It's great to have you in here. Yes, please, if you can show how to make sauerkraut. Interesting. All right. That'd be my first time making. I usually buy my sauerkraut, making sure it's healthy. So I'll go specifically to my health food store, not my grocery store, but health food store, right? And buy sauerkraut, right? Because you want to make sure you're getting the right one without added preservatives. Kimchi is a great one. Again, those fermented foods, absolutely, we can do that. All right, but let's talk about some of those foods, guys. All right, some of the foods that are important for kidney disease. All right, we already talked about the diet. All right, watch your sodium, watch your potassium, watch your phosphorus. All right, watch your protein. All right, again, all right, we want to make sure we're watching protein because it's can cause damage if we're eating it in large amounts. I'm not talking about like 25-30% of calories, 35%. 10 to 35% is a healthy protein range. All right, that's what's usually recommended. I'm talking about like 50-60% of protein. Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk about some foods that are healthy for our kidneys. All right, healthy for our kidneys here. First one, guys, that's up. Superfood, one of my favorite foods. You guys know this, all right, if you've listened to the streams before. Blueberries. All right, blueberries, super healthy for kidneys, can help to optimize kidney function. All right, which is very, very important. Of course, we already talked about the percentages. We talked about the role of the kidneys. All right, one of the best sources of antioxidants. Numerous studies showing that can actually increase our antioxidant capacity. Now, what makes blueberries important when it comes to our kidney health is, one, packed with antioxidants, but they contain a specific antioxidant, powerful antioxidant called anthocyanins, all right, which one can help to protect against kidney disease, all right, super important, but even other diseases that can affect the kidneys, all right, or are affected by kidneys, like high blood pressure, all right, kidney disease, I should say, all right, they go hand in hand, all right, like high blood pressure, all right. Blueberries can help to protect against heart disease, diabetes, of course, all right, things that are gonna negatively affect kidneys and help lead to kidney disease, which we don't want, right? The other thing that I love about blueberries, all right, and why blueberries are first on my list, all right, is because blueberries, all right, very kidney friendly diet since they're, one, low in sodium, all right, moderate levels of potassium and phosphorus. So if you have kidney disease or you're at risk or you're wanting to prevent, all right, it's low in sodium. Remember, those are the things that we've gone over already that we need to maybe limit a little bit. Just like we limit sodium to 1,500 milligrams, we may need to limit, all right, sodium for sure, but also potassium and phosphorus, all right, low in both of those, all right. So it's not you're not going to be getting a huge amount, all right. Very kidney friendly, all right. I love blueberries, a superfood. Think of those anthocyanins, all right. You're reducing inflammation not only throughout the whole entire body, all right. Kidneys are included in that. If we have inflammation in the kidneys, we're not going to have proper kidney function. Susan, thank you so much. Appreciate having you in here. My pleasure, Rupal. No problem. Thank you so much for all of the recommendations, all of the ideas. It's always nice to get feedback from you guys. Susan H., thank you so much. Another regular. Good morning to you, Susan. Appreciate having you in here. Let me catch up on some of these questions. But blueberries, guys, blueberries are a great source of antioxidants, very kidney friendly. Yes, very high in micronutrients as well, all right, which is important, all right, but not as high in phosphorus and potassium, all right. Two of those nutrients that if we are dealing with kidney disease, we want to make sure that we're keeping lower, all right. We're regulating those, and that can be decided by your dosage, decided by your medical practitioner, all right. Remember, I can kind of give the sodium, all right, because sodium's a little bit easier, all right. If you're not taking a preventative approach to kidney health, all right, usually your daily recommended value of sodium is about 2,300 to 25 milligrams of sodium. If you're taking a preventative approach to sodium, all right, under 1500 milligrams. All right, that's usually what's going to be recommended. All right, potassium, calcium, phosphorus, those types of things. All right, yeah, probably want some blood work done. All right, you need to see what a good dosage is. Make sure you speak with your medical practitioner. Oh, that's good. Potassium. You need to watch potassium if you're dealing with kidney disease, Tammy. If not, all right, potassium is good. We don't need to overdo it with potassium. Again, all right, if you're having things, if you're supplementing it, especially for blood pressure and things of that nature, all right, kidney disease is going to help, or at least not. We shouldn't say help because we don't want it. It's a negative consequence of kidney disease of increasing blood pressure. All right, but taking 50 milligrams a day, all right, of potassium, making sure that we get potassium, it's actually beneficial if our kidneys are working and functioning properly, if we have good kidney health. All right, getting potassium in there. Remember, in a lot of my videos, all right, and even heart health discussions, if we're high in blood pressure, potassium and magnesium, two very important micronutrients, two very important minerals that we want. Lainey, let me get to your, so great point, Tammy. Thank you for asking that. Lainey, let me get to your topic here. Different subject, but do you eat 3 meals a day? Oh, great question. Or eat when hungry. I love kimchi. You know, my meals have been a little bit lower while I'm on this keto. I'm not doing intermittent fasting. I know a lot of people, healthy keto, all right, will recommend combining keto and intermittent fasting. With my job, it's just too hard to do the intermittent fasting part. Okay, because I'm working with clients and things like that, all right, in person and, sitting down and doing these consultations, it's very, very hard for me to time my meals. Now, a lot of the times I will fast until 11 or 12, all right, so I guess I am taking some sort of intermittent fasting, but after that, my eating window is not very small. I'll eat from, 11, separating my meals, but it could be like 11 a.m., or 12 p.m. and then eating all the way until like 7 or 8. So that's an 8-hour eating window. Sometimes even if I'm working out in the morning, I want to get a meal in. All right, it's dependent on your own personal goals, Lainey. A lot of people will talk about working out while fasted. All right, talk about the natural increase of growth hormones and things like that. It's great for your hormones. It does not work for me. I can't work out fasted. I'm working out about an hour and a half a day. I need a little bit of food. Right now it's protein and fats because of keto. But I usually eat a little bit more than 3 meals a day. All right, it's probably closer to like four or five. All right, smaller meals. All right, very nutrient dense meals. All right, and again, it's when hungry. Absolutely. All right. I don't time my meals or anything like that, but that's a great question. Sometimes I'll eat 3, all right, as long as you're getting your proper micronutrients and proper macronutrients. Like this whole last week, it's been 3 meals a day. Absolutely. All right. On days that I don't work out, 100% 3 meals a day. All right. Even sometimes on meals, all right, it's dependent. Sometimes it'll kind of depend on what your definition of a meal is. Sometimes I think taking a little bit of a protein shake and 10 almonds, all right, that's probably more of a snack. All right. So yes, in and about 3 meals a day. All right. With maybe a little bit of pre and post meal after a workout and things like that. But yes, when hungry, all right? And, sometimes I'll fast a little bit longer throughout the day. Very topical, absolutely. Because, meal timing and things of that nature, all right, yeah, it can be important, but I think the important thing is you're getting your nutrients in. It can be at any time of the day, all right? I know intermittent fasting is super, super popular right now, but remember, keep it simple. You can get great benefits from any type of diet. It does not have to be intermittent fasting, all right? I know, like I said, keto and intermittent fasting, healthy keto, that's what you'll see it kind of marketed as or discussed as, all right? Both go hand in hand. That's only to reduce the risk, all right? A lot of people will sort of promote the idea that every time you eat, you're increasing glucose and insulin. I think as long as you're keeping a well-balanced meal, even if you have carbohydrates in the meals, have complex carbohydrates with good healthy fats and good protein sources. Think about micronutrients. So I hope that answered your question, Laney. I hope that answered your question, Tammy. In regards to potassium, we do not need to fear potassium if our kidneys are working and functioning properly. It can be helpful for blood pressure, absolutely. It's probably your best micronutrient, your best nutrient for potassium, along with magnesium. Giuliano, I'm diabetic. I keep it under control. What fruit and vegetable do you suggest? Good for you. Nice question. As I don't like prescribed medicine. I think if you're especially, dependent on type 1 or type 2, unfortunately, I think, we should be speaking with your medical practitioner, Giuliano, okay? And it can be a nice combination of food. Sometimes we might need to be on prescribed medication as well. But if you're diabetic and you're thinking about fruit and vegetables, all right, is simple. Leafy green vegetables, all right, vegetables that are high in fiber, all right, low in carbohydrates and aren't going to spike glucose, obviously, if you're diabetic. And then fruit is the more important question because there's a lot of fruits out there. Bananas can be one of them, but things like mango, think about your tropical fruits, all right, mangoes, papaya, pineapple, things that are higher in fructose, which are going to spike glucose levels and not stabilize sugar levels. All right, those are going to be the ones that you'll probably want to keep under control, or use to keep diabetes under control, but also keep blood sugar spikes under control, stabilize blood sugar. All right, I think good fruits, and again, speak with your medical practitioner. But good fruits would be your berries, all right, high in fiber, all right, again, higher in fiber, lower in calories. Apples can be very, very helpful, and we'll talk about some of these because these are included in the list. I have them written down, pears, things like that. Think about fruits that are high in fiber, all right, and not high in sugar, all right, things of that nature, all right, so more, fruits that are sort of on that higher, sort of more of a complex carbohydrate characteristics, if that makes sense. But vegetables are easy. Just make sure, vegetables, leafy green vegetables are great. Even bell peppers, all right. Keep the carbohydrates, sugars very, very low. But, always speak with your medical practitioner, especially if it's type 1. Even if it's type 2, or even if you're pre-diabetic, all right? But sometimes, we can do a great job, especially with fruit and vegetables and, our total diet, all right? We have to think about total nutrition when it comes to diabetes and any chronic disease, all right? Non-communicable disease. We need to make sure that we're thinking about overall nutrition because you might be eating simple carbs, all right, but doing a great job with fruit and vegetables, but you're just kind of, if you're eating simple carbohydrates, processed foods, things of that nature, all right, it doesn't really matter what fruit and vegetables you're having because you're just undoing all that great work that you're doing with fruits and vegetables. What serving of blueberries should you eat? Do you measure them? I do measure them. All right, I'd have usually about 3/4 of a cup to a cup a day. Half a cup is fine as well. All right, I think if you're eating them regularly, all right, that's the important thing. All right. So serving is important. I think half a cup to a cup a day. All right, nothing wrong with that. I think cups on the higher end, that's probably a little bit more than one serving. All right, but berries, again, very, very important for your overall health. It's a superfood, and it's low in calories, and good fiber, and good antioxidants, and amazing micronutrients, and very kidney friendly. But yes, Laney, I do measure them. In fact, I measure all my foods. I think it's important. If you don't measure your foods, you don't know what you're taking in. All right, we don't have that mindful eating practice. All right, anyone that's working with me one-on-one as a coach or with doing consultations, that how important I think measuring is. And most good coaches, whether you're a nutritionist or a dietitian, all right, they're always going to have you make sure that you know what's going into your body. Especially when it comes to things like carbohydrates and healthy fats, we can add up those calories very, very fast. Like if we're just having 2 tablespoons of olive oil, let's say, boom, we just had over 25 grams of fat. Half of your fat intake per day, just with 2 little tablespoons. If you're eating a big salad, it's not hard to get 2 tablespoons of olive oil just in that. If you're having a smoothie, same thing. All right, add that to all of your other fats during the day. But yes, I measure them. I measure all of my food. It becomes easier and easier all the time. I measure and I weigh. Like I'll weigh with a scale, so I'll look at per gram or ounce, depending on what the food is. So great question, Lainey. May I suggest my mom was diabetic? She has gourd a lot. Yep. It's a super essential diabetic food. Yep, absolutely. It's extremely bitter. Yes, 100% it is. Not high in sugar and anything like that. Recipes on YouTube for it help with the bitterness. Yes, grapefruit is good as well. All right, a lot of people will find grapefruit bitter. All right, so there's some things that you can do with grapefruit. One, I like you can put a natural sweetener on there and things of that to help sort of blunt that bitterness a little bit. You'll get used to it over time, but there is some strategies that you can use. Maybe that's where the food videos can help out a little bit. Measurements is the hardest for me. Yes, Sonia, absolutely. It's going to be usually the hardest, especially when you're starting out, like measuring food, portion control, absolutely. Especially when it comes to things like carbohydrates, fats, protein is a big one. All right. Measuring is the hardest. It's another habit in the overall health umbrella, we can call it. All right. That's going to be, very, very beneficial. But at first, we have to build that habit. If we've never measured food before, or, we didn't take the time to measure our food, which, trust me, 95% of the population doesn't do, maybe even more, all right, it's going to be hard at first. It gets easier and easier, all right? That's why I always like to keep it simple at the beginning. Take it in stages, all right? The first couple of weeks are always going to be the toughest, but just like journaling your food. All right, sticking to a meal plan. All right, it's not simple at first. Then don't get discouraged, guys. Don't get discouraged. It's not easy at first. All right, but over time it will become easier. The more and more we do. Yes, I weigh and measure everything. I attach a spoon or a cup to everything I eat, and it's always handy. Absolutely, yes. I feel like I'm constantly washing my tablespoon and teaspoon measurement, and also my half a cup, quarter cup, and cup a lot. Just because I'm measuring everything. Now, just let me point out, how long have we been going here, guys? 1 hour and 8 minutes. Jeez, time flies when we're having these great discussions. I appreciate it. Blueberries, guys, let me just point out again, superfood, very, very kidney friendly. A lot of great antioxidants, especially helpful for the kidneys. And we know that it's a little bit lower in potassium, helpful because remember, we might need to lower potassium a little bit if you're dealing with kidney disease. All right, if you're dealing with kidney disease. If not, probably might not have to limit that as much. The other important thing, it's not as high in phosphorus. Well, thank you, Sonia. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Me and Sonia have a great working relationship. I appreciate the nice words, Sonia. It's been great working with you so far. It's been, very, very fun. It's awesome working with you, Sonia. Thank you so much for the great words. I'm glad you're finding it super helpful. I'm finding it super. I can't wait for our next chat, Sonia. I'm looking forward to it already. And just again, it's face-to-face consultation. So it's not like me behind the microphone. All right, we actually sit down and speak face-to-face. So make sure that I throw that out there. All right, so we're actually dealing face-to-face, just like we would in person. I try to, but go by instinct mostly. The thing is, if you're measuring and weighing on a consistent basis, you can definitely do that, Rupal. But thank you, Sonia, and big shout out to Sonia. And let me just mention real quick, all right, on this topic. If you are looking for coaching or if you are looking for consultations, let me just put up my business email. That's the easiest and best way to get a hold of me. I see it. I check it every single day, multiple times a day. All right. Let me just throw that up there very, very quickly. And I'm glad, Sonia, you're getting good value from it. And remember, guys, your goals become my goals. I love working with individuals. I've worked with hundreds of individuals so far, improving lifestyle, a number of different things. As me and Sonia have gotten into talking, a little bit more than nutrition. She's been doing a great job. She's been an excellent client. So I'll just put that in there. If you are interested in one-on-one coaching or even just consultations and things like that, all right, that's my business email. Feel free, more than free, to send me a message. We can discuss that. But I also want to point out, all right, so that's our one-on-one. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, Sonia, I'm glad you're finding it super helpful. Absolutely, I'm your coach. We're working together, all right, working as a team, all right, and it's been great. But I also want to point out I have finished my nutrition guide, all right? The first ebook that is coming out. I'm in the process of editing it. All right, the final touches are coming out on that nutrition guide. It should be up maybe by Monday or so, tomorrow, all right, at least by midweek. All right, guys, I don't want to rush it. I want to make sure that it's well edited, well proofread. All right, I don't want any spelling mistakes in there. But we have, I think it's about 12 chapters with an introduction, conclusions, food lists in there, discussions on certain foods, my philosophical takes on some of the foods, and sort of planning on improving your nutrition. And members of the Fit team, all right, so those individuals like Sonia who have hit the join button and join as a Fit team member are getting that book for free. All right, that ebook will be for free. All right, other individuals, all right, it will be a product that's available to you, but individuals who are members of the channel are going to be getting that ebook for free. A nutrition guide, like I said, took a lot of time and spent a lot of time researching and writing this book. Very, very happy with how it turned out. It's been completed. We're in the final stages. It'll be out this week, but I just want to make sure members of the channel are getting the ebook for free, guys. All right, so individuals like Sonia, all right, I know if there's anyone else here who's a member, if you're listening, I want to be able to provide that perk for you, all right, hitting that join button, becoming a Fit team member. Again, it's going to be available for everyone, all right, at a very reasonable price. Trust me, I don't want to price anyone out, but people who are supporting like Sonia through our join function, all right, we'll be getting that nutrition guide for free. All right, and like I said, I think it's 12 important chapters, all right, that are really going to help take your nutrition and overall health, keeping it simple, all right, being able to make big improvements, see big results by keeping it simple. So I'm very happy to announce that book has finally been completed. All right, I think you guys are really going to like it. Sonia, I can't wait to get that out to you. All right, as soon as I'm done, I'm going to be sending you an e-copy of it. So just keep that in mind, guys. But members are getting it for free, those who've joined up. Again, the other way to give back, which I know a lot of you have, is through the super chat function on here. But I just want to make sure that the perks of joining as a Fit team member, all right, those ebooks, and there's more on the way. I have a weight loss guide coming out next. All right, already working on that, thinking of ideas. I want to get this one out first, make sure that it's as good as possible. All right, after that, there's going to be a number of other books. All right, and the perks as joining as the members. All right, you're getting these ebooks for free. All right, Fit team members able to get these books. All right, boiling parsley and drinking the broth from it is good for kidneys. Yeah, a lot of herbs, very, very important for kidneys. So big shout out to all the members. Big shout out to everyone who is joining as a Fit team member. All right, ebooks for free, guys. I think you're getting, all right, very, very good value. All right, a nice perk for joining as a member. Again, this isn't like a pamphlet that's going out to you. This is a legitimate book that took me weeks to write. All right, years of research that has gone into it, kind of being put together. And the best thing is it's kept simple. It's a nice way to start. Okay, Stephanie, let me go back here and make sure that I'm catching up on your guys' comments. He talks about protein in excess can be bad for kidneys. Yes, but you eat a lot of protein on keto. Anyone know what we are supposed to do? Excellent question, Stephanie, and welcome to chat. I'm not sure if this is your first time in here, but if it is, welcome. I appreciate that question. All right, so that's an excellent question, Stephanie. Well, let's think about this. For keto, all right, standard keto, about 70% of your calories are coming from fat sources. All right, about 10% are coming from carbohydrates. All right, because that's about your 50. Your standard diet is going to be about 2,000 calories. All right, in and about, depending on your basal metabolic rate. But let's take, for instance, 2,000 calories. That's what you see on average. All right, so 70% is coming from fat. 10% is coming from carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates, whatever it is. Make sure it's good carbohydrate sources. We need to stay in the low. So that means 20% only, really, if you're following keto, is coming from protein. All right, so it's not super high on keto. Just because your standard keto diet, all right, you have 80% covered from fat and a little bit from carbs. All right, so can it be bad for the kidneys? I don't think so. I think, like I said before, 20%, all right, isn't super high for your overall calorie intake when it comes to protein. If we're looking at a 2,000 calorie diet, all right, you're getting about, I think it's, what would it be, guys? 20%, less than 500 calories. All right, so it's not a ton. All right, it's about 100 grams of protein per day, which again can add up quite quickly. You're not going to be getting excess protein from a keto diet. Now, if you're having a little bit higher on protein, remember, yes, it can damage the kidneys, but it has to be at at pretty high amounts, like 50 grams of protein per meal. All right, and eating multiple meals per day. So let's say you're 160 pounds and you're eating somewhere around 350 grams of protein per day. So let's say you switched it. Instead of 70% of your calories are coming from fat, 70% of your calories are coming from protein. That's where you're going to be kind of, giving your kidneys a little bit of trouble, perhaps doing a little bit of damage, all right, to your kidneys. We need to really focus on it, all right, if you have kidney disease. And that's what the discussion is, and that's what I was talking about. You can be doing damage to it if you have kidney disease. If you don't have kidney disease, you can be a little bit higher. Again, we don't want excess. We don't want 70% of our calories coming from protein. All right. As I always, and even in this nutrition guide, you guys will see 10%, 35% max. That's what I would recommend. I think 25 is a good number. All right, 25%. All right. Yes, on keto, you will get a little bit more protein, but it's not super high in protein. All right. It's super high in fat. I hope that helps answer your question, Stephanie. If you're not dealing with kidney disease or anything like that, protein can stay a little bit higher, but we just need to make sure we're not overdoing it in protein. When I say in excess, it's very high amounts. Like, doubling. A lot of the times they'll recommend anywhere from 0.73. Now that's what studies are saying. So let's say let's just take for instance that we'll make it easy. You're 100 pounds. All right, then you should be eating around 73 grams of protein, anywhere from 73 to 80 grams. All right, and that can go up, all right, to as high as 1 gram per 1 pound, so 100 grams of protein. All right, so let's say you go even 1 to 1. All right, which I think might be a little bit high. All right. I'm talking about if you're 100 pounds and you're going to like 200 or 250. That's where you have to be careful. That's where you're really getting an excess of kidneys, where you could be having a negative effect, negative consequences for our kidneys over time. It's not like just doing it for a week or a month, all right, is going to be doing much damage. I'm talking about, years, all right? You can make that plural. So I hope that helps answer your question, Stephanie. If you're on keto, yes, a little bit more protein, usually not more than a balanced diet, though. Again, very high in fat. Aline, great to see you in here. Sorry, I'm just catching up here. Aline's here, Hair Studio. Thank you so much. Good morning to you. Sorry it took me so long to answer or get back to you there. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming into chat. Always great to see you in here. Big supporter of the channel. Well done, Nate. Nice achievement, Nate. Sounds like a great read. Thank you, Rupal. I appreciate that. I think a lot of people will get a great benefit from that, from the book. I'm very, very excited. For the people who have been proofreading it and who have read it so far, all my proofreaders have really enjoyed it. I've been enjoying it. I wouldn't put it out there if I didn't think it was great value. But I can't wait to get that book out there. Sonia, like I said, I can't wait either. I can't wait for you to read that. Again, it's going to be free for members of the channel, individuals who sign up as Fit Team members. All right, those ebooks for free. All right, and again, it's not pamphlets on or food lists. All right, it's not like eat this protein, eat this. All right, there's a lot of helpful tips that are coming out. All right, in this book, I think you guys will get great value from it. All right, and just by signing up as a Fit Team member, all right, you will get that for free, and other books that are coming out. I have a bunch of different books that I wanted to get out here to you guys. So great perks for those Fit Team members. Goodness, dude, that's funny. Meat based. I haven't eaten it. I'm a vegetarian. Okay, great, Stephanie. Ooh, you guys are talking about foods. I'm not quite sure. These might be Irish or maybe English. Miki, great to have you in here. Or shall I say Michelle? I remember that from last week. I do believe. I apologize if I messed that up. But Miki, great to have you in here. I am late, not a morning person. That's okay, no problem. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. And no problem, Eileen. Always great to have you in here. What's the cost for non-members? That's a great question, Sonia. The cost for non-members is going to be somewhere, I think, around $4.99 to $8.99. All right. So again, for non-members, all right, I'm still kind of figuring out the price. Again, I want to keep it at a nice, a nice price where individuals aren't being priced out of the information. All right, and again, I think the information in there is great value for you guys. So we're still figuring up on that price, all right, for non-members, but I think with members, I think it's going to be a great value. It's a great perk. All right. It'll probably be a little bit over, but I'm still making that final decision just on price. I think the important thing is getting it out there right now, and then dealing with price a little bit later. But I know as a member, all right, you're getting more value in my opinion, just because one, you're getting the ebook, but you're also going to be getting other ebooks as well. So great question, Sonia. Thank you. So that's why I'm promoting the join function. All right, the join function, yes, to help support the channel, but you're also getting those added benefits of extra information, written form, something you can go back to, all right, and use as a reminder, something you can use as a guide for setting up a meal plan. Even if you're eating healthy now, I think you can have valuable tips and valuable foods in there that you can use. All right, that's why I think it's such great value. It's 1:45 p.m. in Ireland. Doing his show from this dude. Stephanie, I either go by dude or usually Coach Nate. Am I in the US? I'm actually in Canada, so similar time zones, Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, early here. We start usually sometimes as early as 6:30 a.m., sometimes 7, but right now it's 8:49 a.m. where I am right now. All right, guys, let's get back into some of the foods. I just wanted to make sure I pointed that out for our Fit Team members. Big shout out to you guys. The book is done. Super happy with the book. Thank you to everyone. Big shout out to all the members. Can't wait to get that book out to you. The Fit Team members, all those individuals who hit the join button. All right, I think you're getting great value as a member of the channel. All right, giving back. All right, again, 12 chapters. All right, I didn't want it to be a super long read where you were inundated with a bunch of information because I want the nutrition guide to be simple and something you can follow, but I think it's going to give great value for anyone that's starting a meal plan or has already started and wants to take it to the next level. All right, that was the goal of the video, of the book, Constant Reminders. Okay, so let's get into some extra ones here. All right, so we have our blueberries, guys, very, very important. All right, now, all right, also other ones that are important are going to be garlic. All right, garlic is going to be another food that can help to, one, not only increase overall health, but specifically improve overall kidney health. All right, garlic I love. You guys know if you've listened to this stream, all right, garlic for a number of different reasons I think is very, very powerful. I think very, very helpful, and especially for kidneys. All right, we know that people who have kidney issues, kidney disease, kidney problems, all right, symptoms of kidney, all right, can be many different symptoms, all right, and issues with kidneys. I'm saying kidney disease, lots of symptoms, all right, related to that, and kidney issues. All right, we know that we need to keep sodium low. All right, sodium, all right, we need to limit that. All right, the nice thing, garlic can be a nice alternative to salt, so we can use it for cooking, but here's where it really kind of kicks in as an important food for kidney health. One, it's a good source of manganese. All right, it's a great source of sulfur compounds. Here's the big thing, especially with garlic. Sulfur compounds and a unique and specific compound known as allicin. All right, ALLICIN, I believe. All right, allicin. All right, these sulfur compounds and allicin in particular, very, very potent anti-inflammatory properties, which is super important for keeping our kidneys healthy. Remember, we don't want inflammation throughout the body or in our organs, all right, just like we talked about with fatty liver disease. All right, reduce inflammation, all right, in our organs, all right, in our liver. Now we're talking specifically about the kidneys. This is so that they can function optimally, but also reduce damage so they can function properly. Now, the other nice thing, not only do we have the sulfur compounds, do we have the specific, all right, and unique compound allicin, which is found in garlic, but we also have good sources of vitamin C, a potent antioxidant in and of itself and healthy for our kidneys, B vitamins, specifically vitamin B6, and manganese. All right, manganese, all right, again, helpful not only for overall kidney health, but also with reducing blood pressure. All right, it can be up there, maybe not quite as high as potassium, all right, but also with magnesium. All right, manganese is a nice one. All right, so we have good sulfur compounds, which are unique, all right, to garlic, all right, maybe to broccoli as well, a couple other foods, but garlic is a great source of sulfur compounds. All right, and then the other nice thing is, all right, having a couple cloves of garlic, one, low in sodium, a nice alternative to sodium, all right, not a lot of potassium and not a lot of phosphorus. Important if we're dealing with kidney disease already, and it has preventative effects. Preventative effects as an anti-inflammatory with its sulfur compounds, all right, and with its specific micronutrients of vitamin C, B vitamins, and manganese. All right, very, very important when it comes to kidney health. Good idea for today's dinner. Yes, W. You're allergic to garlic? That's okay, Lenny. Don't worry. We got lots of options for you. So, these aren't going to work for everyone, but that's why I said specifically I want to get into as many foods as I can, because it's not going to help. Everyone's not going to be able to add all of these foods to their diet, and I wouldn't recommend adding all these foods to your diet. All right? Take it step by step, especially if you're trying to improve kidney health and if you're trying to optimize overall health as well. All right, it's a nice combination of all of them. That's really sounds perfect, surrounded by all that fresh. Yeah, you guys got a lot of healthy food over there, don't you? That's the same thing here. We do as well. You can find it if you go looking for it. You'll find healthy foods, guys. Now, another one. So garlic can be very, very important. Now, here's another one that's very, very important. All right. Olive oil can be helpful for kidney health, but make sure that we're keeping olive oil in moderation. All right, a nice healthy fat. All right, a little bit of omega-3s, high in monounsaturated fats. All right, not quite as high in polyunsaturated fats, but yes, there will be a little bit. All right. Now, the other nice thing about olive oil, all right, you have a great healthy fat source, all right, which which is also phosphorus free. All right. The thing with olive oil is, yes, you get the benefits of the healthy fat. You get monounsaturated fats, which has tremendous health benefits, everything ranging from anti-inflammatory properties to especially heart health, as we're finding out in a lot of studies, just like avocado, very, very healthy. All right. The one thing olive oil, and what actually makes it good for our kidneys, is it is low in micronutrients. So it's going to be low in potassium and phosphorus and all the things that we're trying to avoid. Right? Now, the other great thing, we talked about the high amounts of monounsaturated fats. Right? The majority of fat, again, through numerous studies, all right, and we already know, all right, just look at the label, monounsaturated fat, but it has a specific fat, monounsaturated fat called oleic acid, which again has tremendous anti-inflammatory properties. So super, super powerful when it comes to kidney health, guys. Getting in that oleic acid. I like foods that have specific compounds that we don't get from a lot of other foods, like when we mentioned garlic and allicin, sulfur compounds. Here with olive oil, our monounsaturated fat known as oleic acid, anti-inflammatory properties. All right, we just need to make sure, right, when we're consuming olive oil, make sure you're having it in moderation, because remember, one of the risk factors for kidney disease is obesity. We want to make sure that we're not eating a surplus of calories, right, but staying in maintenance. And if we are obese or overweight, again, not to be it's not judgmental in any way, right, but we want to get down to a healthy weight. We need to make sure we're eating at maintenance, or if we're trying to lose weight, be in a calorie deficit. So having high levels of olive oil are very easy to push you over into that surplus of calories. But the oleic acid, monounsaturated fats, low in micronutrients, but healthy anti-inflammatories, antioxidants in olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, I should point out. Great for individuals with kidney disease already or trying to prevent kidney disease. All right. Like I said, low in potassium, no sodium, like no potassium whatsoever, absolutely no phosphorus. It's zero phosphorus. And if you have kidney disease, remember, we need to limit sodium. All right. We need to perhaps limit potassium, phosphorus, calcium, things of that nature, guys. Those are the things that we're trying to avoid. We also, all right, want to make sure that we're limiting saturated fats and avoiding trans fats. And the nice thing with olive oil is you're not really getting any of that. You're getting healthy monounsaturated fat, a little bit of polyunsaturated fats, all right, in the forms of omega-3s. All right, but the monounsaturated fat, oleic acid, very, very helpful. Oh, nice. Okay, good. Florida, yes. I've actually been to Florida before, as I was mentioning before. It's great. You guys are having your chat about, farmers markets and everything like that. I like that. You can guys talk about different foods that you're eating. I love that. Chives, leek leaves. Yeah, all very, very healthy. Herbs cannot be, underestimated for our overall health, guys. Okay. So olive oil, that's another nice one. All right. Now, a good one for specifically, a lot of times we hear about broccoli, spinach, kale, leafy green vegetables. Yes, very, very important. Right? We need to make sure that those are in our diets. But specifically speaking about improving kidney health, improving kidney function, another important food is going to be cauliflower. All right, cauliflower, very, very kidney friendly, very, very kidney healthy. All right, very nutritious. Obviously, many good sources of nutrients, all right, which we want, which are kidney friendly as well. Vitamin C, antioxidant properties coming from that. It's our vegetable, all right, so vitamin K. You've seen in our K2, all right, zinc, vitamin D3. We know vitamin K comes from those cruciferous vegetables, all right, so we get nice vitamin K in there, and then also B vitamins, and specifically folate, all right, which is very kidney friendly, very healthy for our kidneys as well. All right, we also know, again, very, very powerful. You'll find a common theme here that cauliflower is an excellent anti-inflammatory. All right, has tons of anti-inflammatory compounds which are unique to cauliflower as well. So again, that's what separates it from other anti-inflammatories. We know blueberries anti-inflammatory. All right, olive oil, same thing. Even with our garlic, anti-inflammatory compounds. All right, coming from specific compounds, indoles. All right, specifically from cauliflower. All right, which you aren't going to get from a lot of other foods, to be honest with you. All right. So the other nice thing with cauliflower is it's a great source of fiber. Again, fiber, very, very important, not only for our overall health, for digestive health, all right, increasing, all right, nutrient uptake. But the great thing is, indole. So that's what's specific to cauliflower, all right. So we have that written down here. Great anti-inflammatory compounds. And the thing with that is, as well, we know that has great anti-inflammatory compounds specifically related to cauliflower, and it's an excellent source of fiber. The other nice thing, all right, cauliflower can replace potatoes. All right, potatoes, like sweet potatoes, yes, very, very healthy. But if we have kidney disease, all right, they're high in potassium. All right, we know cauliflower can be a nice sort of alternative to things like that. Even if you're, keeping potatoes in moderation, cauliflower, we still know, is low in potassium, guys. Hardly any phosphorus and hardly any sodium, which is important. Again, those are the big ones that we're trying to stay away from. If we have kidney disease, we need to regulate, and you need to find the correct dosage, speaking with your medical practitioner. All right, so cauliflower is a great one, guys. Cauliflower, big, big, big. All right, we hear all the time, all right, about, leafy green vegetables. I think specifically when it comes to increasing overall kidney health, don't overlook cauliflower. Yes, dark leafy green vegetables are important, but cauliflower especially important as a cruciferous vegetable. All right, now we need to talk about one other cruciferous vegetable now that we're on the topic of it. All right, and it's different from broccoli, kale, spinach, all those ones that we hear a lot. All right, this one's actually going to be cabbage. All right, cabbage is our next one. Cabbage is very healthy, all right, for our kidneys, all right, and for a number of reasons. Again, a lot of antioxidants, all right. We know that, has antioxidants, like powerful plant compounds, vitamin C. Again, it's our vegetable, a leafy green vegetable, cruciferous vegetable, so we're getting some vitamin K and B vitamins, again, which is healthy for our kidneys, all right? And the other thing is the reason why we keep going back to potassium. So if you hear me talking about potassium and sodium so much, guys, it's because, remember we said the kidneys are vital in removing excess fluid, all right, and balancing fluid in the body. We need to make sure that that's balanced in order to optimize our health and for proper kidney health, all right. Sodium and potassium are two electrolytes that help maintain and balance fluid in the body, all right. They work together inside and outside of the cells. All right, so that's why I keep going back to sodium and potassium, how much is in each, all right? And remember, this becomes so much more important if you're dealing with kidney health. If you're not, all right, again, you probably don't have to worry too much about limiting potassium. Or again, we want to limit sodium. Sodium really has no benefit. Yes, we need some sodium in our diet. That's why I mentioned previously, if you are having things like kidney disease, you can try to limit to about 1,500 milligrams. Whereas a normal daily intake is about 2,500 milligrams, right? But again, we need to make sure that we're, keeping these minerals, these electrolytes in moderation, or even staying away from some altogether. Cabbage is so versatile, so many varieties, absolutely. Red cabbage, our regular dark leafy green cruciferous dark leafy green, vegetable cabbage, even, in the form of fermented foods like sauerkraut, all right? But excellent source of insoluble fiber, keeping the digestive system healthy, which is, important for overall kidney health as well, guys. Don't let that fool you. All right, we need to make sure remember we said kidneys are a part of multiple systems, all right, working together, maintaining, all right, proper kidney function, all right, super important for digestive health because both are used to help reduce and eliminate waste from the body, eliminate fluids from the body. All right, if we're trying to do that, we have to have a proper and healthy digestive system. All right, because it's going to have it's going to occur through one, urination, or through bowel movements. All right, so if we don't have proper fiber intake either, all right, we can't allow the kidneys to do their proper job of eliminating wastes. All right, it's also going to help regulate, cabbage is also going to help regulate fluid in the body. Why? Because again, looking at our electrolytes, all right, it's low in potassium, it's low in sodium, all right, and again, it can be low in phosphorus as well. And same, calcium is kept at a nice level as well. Yeah, potassium and sodium. I thought potassium was good for you. It is good for you, sweet cakes. Absolutely. All right. It's an electrolyte. It's a vital mineral. All right. We're thinking about potassium here. When we're thinking about potassium, all right, when I say limit potassium, all right, so potassium is found in like bananas in high levels, avocados even at higher levels. If you're not dealing with kidney disease, all right, because kidneys, all right, if they're not functioning properly, it's going to be hard, all right, harder on the kidneys, all right, harder on reducing water retention and fluids in the body because that's one of the main functions of our kidneys. All right, if our kidneys are dealing with kidney disease and not functioning optimally, all right, then potassium is going to have a negative effect, all right, because, potassium is going to help increase, all right, water in the body. All right. So if it's increasing water in the body, all right, we're having more water retention, all right, and our kidneys aren't able to remove that fluid. And if it's not able to remove that fluid as optimally as we want, it's not going to be able to reduce the waste properly. It's going to be damaging our kidneys. So when I talk about limiting potassium, it's in the sense of individuals who are dealing with kidney disease. All right, and this is a good sort of question and good topic to bring up to your medical practitioner because they can help you find the correct dosage for yourself. All right, there's different stages of kidney disease. All right, different stages of kidney disease. All right, if you are dealing with kidney disease, potassium is something that you might need to limit. All right, might need to stay away from. If you're not dealing with it, all right, we don't need to be as mindful as limiting potassium. Potassium is definitely good for you. There's a lot of good health benefits when it comes to potassium. All right, heart health benefits. All right, recovery. All right, trust me, after workouts and things like that, banana is in. If I wasn't on keto, banana would be consumed right after that. There's tons of health benefits when it comes to potassium. Yes, when you have kidney disease yes. Exactly, sweet cakes. You got it. 100%. So don't be afraid. I'm not saying be afraid of potassium. All right, we're just trying to think how to improve kidney health, how to prevent, all right, sort of the, if you have kidney disease, we're trying to prevent making it worse, all right, accelerating, all right, where it's irreversible, all right, and our kidney disease is really, really affecting our overall health. That's the way that I'm speaking about potassium right now. Christine, good morning to you. Welcome. Thank you. Damon, good morning to you as well. All right, some familiar faces coming in. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Good morning to you guys. Positive vibes to all in chat. SoCal. Welcome, SoCal. Thank you, Damon. I appreciate you. Christine, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate having you guys in chat. Thank you for the 38 thumbs up, guys. Thank you for the support. Excrete the sodium if kidneys are weak. Yes, exactly, Rupal. 100%. Hence why people have dialysis, to excrete the sodium if kidneys are weak, all right? So if they're not functioning properly, that's where your potassium and sodium are negatively affecting our overall health and our kidneys. Yes, exactly, sweet cakes. When you have kidney disease, There we go. So we're thinking about these vital minerals, vital electrolytes in terms of kidney health. So I don't want to confuse that. All right, so cabbage, very, very nice. The other one that's very nice, all right, is going to be, and again, our digestive system, very, very important when it comes to kidneys, because remember, we want to flush out the waste and fluids, all right, reduce water retention, all right, very, very important that we're doing that. Onions are another great one, guys. Onions are excellent. Again, almost very, very little. We can say no sodium. It's so little that we can basically say that onions have no sodium in it. All right, so it can help to reduce sodium, all right, and be an alternative to sodium. The also nice thing, onions have their own special compounds that are kidney friendly, all right? Bioactive compounds that are going to help to reduce inflammation throughout our body and also in the kidneys. All right, again, very, very important. They can help with water retention, all right, fluids in the body, all right, help our kidneys to function and work optimally, all right. Also, we know that onions are high in vitamin C, manganese, and B vitamins, all right, which is, again, tremendous for kidney health, right? Again, we don't want to be compromising the health of our kidneys if we have kidney disease, all right, with high levels of sodium and potassium and phosphorus, which onions have very, very low levels of, like basically no sodium, and moderate to low levels of potassium, hardly any of those as well. All right, very, very low. All right, just make sure we're not overdoing it on onions. But the other important things with onions, and it's very underrated, right, is that it's going to help to increase gut health. So again, increase the health of the digestive system. Contains prebiotic fibers, all right? So prebiotics, that's going to help to act as food, all right, for good bacteria in the gut, beneficial gut bacteria, which is going to improve the digestive system, all right? So onions are a great one, all right? I know there's a lot of individuals who consume nuts and seeds. I think if you're going to choose a nut or seed variety, one stands out more so than the others, guys. I know individuals are big fans of walnuts, almonds. I'm not saying those are bad. All right, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, all very, very healthy. But when it comes to kidney disease, the one that stands out the most, all right, is going to be macadamia nuts. All right, and there's a couple reasons why. Red onions tops my list. That's funny, Damon. I had red onions yesterday. Big fan of onions. I try to get them almost every single day. Again, putting up some of these food videos, which it seems like individuals want some of these food videos. All right, I can show you guys how I get onions and try to get garlic in every day. I add them to a specific recipe that's high in fermented foods. All right, so I'm getting good levels of vitamin K2 as well. So if you're interested in that, keep letting me know, guys, because I can add those videos in there for you. Right, help you sort of see some of the foods that I'm eating, but also give you nice helpful tips on adding foods that can improve your diet, and in this case, even improve kidney health. All right, so macadamia nuts, guys. All right, macadamia nuts. I know you guys, if you listen to the stream, you know my favorites and ones that I usually recommend when it comes to nut varieties are going to be almonds and walnuts. Those are definitely in my diet. But almonds and nuts are super high in phosphorus. They're super high in a ton of micronutrients. All right. The thing with macadamia nuts is, yes, they are high in micronutrients, all right, but they're low in phosphorus and potassium, all right? It's funny, all right? Most nuts are high in phosphorus, all right? And, you know, it's quite interesting that I think about it, all right? With macadamia nuts, it's a delicious one. They're very, very popular. A lot of people will be asking me, does macadamia nuts fit with heart health? Is it digestive health? Things like that, because macadamia nuts are so popular. Well, in this case, you know, if we're dealing with, it's not a great benefit because, you know, I'm recommending it because we're trying to increase kidney health and function if we're dealing with kidney issues, all right? But if you are, or at least you're wanting to take preventative effects, All right, and the preventative effects, are important, but you still, let's say you're trying to prevent kidney disease or, all right, improve kidney function. All right, you can still have almonds and walnuts. All right, right now I'm just saying that if you are dealing with kidney disease, macadamia nuts are a great option for you. Delicious option as well for people with kidney problems. Doesn't just have to be kidney disease. There's lots of other issues with kidneys that can occur as well. All right, so if you have kidney issues, kidney problems, all of these foods are going to be helpful for you. All right, one, they're lower in phosphorus than other popular nuts, like I already mentioned, almonds, walnuts, peanut butter or peanuts. All right, which is tremendous. We want to make sure that we're limiting that. Our electrolytes, guys. All right, and phosphorus. All right, low in our electrolytes, low in phosphorus, a little bit lower in calcium as well. All right, which is important. Regulating fluids, guys. Electrolytes, that's their main purpose. If you watched my video on, I can't quite remember, it might have been, it was potassium. We talked a little bit about the importance of electrolytes and what they do for our body and why potassium is important. All right, that's why what's one of the main reasons and one of the big things that we're talking about here today. All right. We also know, all right, that macadamia nuts are packed with those healthy B vitamins and magnesium, which are specifically helpful for our kidneys. All right, anti-inflammatory as well. All right, and it also has good manganese. All right, remember, one of the big issues with kidney disease is going to be high blood pressure. Manganese can help to sort of bring that down and regulate that just a little bit. All right, so if you do have kidney disease or you are dealing with kidney issues, manganese is very helpful with this. All right, and now it's also for red blood cells, because we also know that kidneys, all right, are responsible for hormone development, making hormones. Iron and copper, all right, especially iron, all right, is helpful in creation of red blood cells. All right, so iron is found in macadamia nuts. So we see why macadamia nuts stand out above others. I don't have any other nuts or seeds. I don't think seeds. I'll take a look at the list here. But I definitely don't have any other nuts. And I underlined macadamia nuts because they stand out far and above the rest when it comes to having healthy kidneys. All right, and for having the preventative effect, and if we are dealing with kidney problems, kidney issues, kidney diseases, all right, macadamia nuts are your best choice, guys. All right, hardly any sodium. All right, remember, if you're trying to keep it at about 1,500 milligrams, if you're dealing with kidney issues, 1,500 milligrams of sodium, it has like 1 milligram of sodium. All right, maybe like 1.5 at most. All right, it's low in potassium, it's low in phosphorus. Macadamia nuts are tremendous choice. Don't sleep on pistachios. Yes, pistachios are the other one, Damon. It's funny, pistachios and macadamia nuts and cashews, those are like the three that I always get asked, because I'm always recommending almonds, walnuts, pecans or pecans. I know it's pronounced, some people will pronounce them differently. People will always ask me about those. Yes, they're super healthy, but macadamia nuts, when it comes to if someone has kidney issues, preventative effects for kidney health, right, macadamia nuts are the great ones, are your great choice. All right, so yeah, don't be afraid of macadamia nuts if you are having kidney issues. Now, I see Sonia in chat again here. I just want to make it clear, all right, and point out, we have some new people in chat. You guys are rolling in. I know that we do, because we're at 40 thumbs up now. Thank you so much for the 40 thumbs up, guys. Before we get into the other ones, I have some other important things that we can do for things that we want to keep in mind. Tips for kidney health, diet tips. All right, not just talk about our foods, all right, because we've gone through a number of foods right now. But I just want to point out, I have completed my nutrition guide. It's completed 12 chapters. I think I might be a little bit biased, but I think it's a great read for individuals starting their nutrition journey, and for individuals who are on a nutrition path, right, and who want to, all right, take it to the next level. It's been completed, 12 important chapters. All right, I think you guys are going to get a lot of benefits. My own philosophical take on how to improve your nutrition, and all right, specifically talking about proteins, carbohydrates, healthy fats, vegetables, water, a whole bunch of different issues, all right, and the importance of how all of those can come together, all right, mindset, issues, all right? And developing a proper mindset and how to look at nutrition has been completed, all right? So I can't wait to get that out to you guys. And the important thing I want to make clear is individuals who join as a member, like Sonia, right? And as Sonia has pointed out, also Sonia is I'm also Sonia's coach. Individuals who join as a member, all right, so you can tell because Sonia has that nice badge beside her name, is in green. People who join as a member, all right, hitting that join button, become a part of the Fit team, are going to get that ebook for free, all right. That ebook will be coming to you for free, all right. It'll be available to individuals who aren't members, all right, but it'll be a product that's sold, all right. And you're going to be getting great value by joining as a member, all right? You're going to be getting it not only for free, all right, but probably at a cheaper price than would be sold if you weren't a member, all right? So just want to keep that in mind. I've been talking about this nutrition guide for a little while now. It's a little bit of time, but I wanted to spend some extra time on it, all right? Make sure the editing is good. I think proofreading is one of the most valuable things you can do, all right, when writing a book, all right. You don't want a bunch of spelling mistakes in there, all right. And I wanted to cover a bunch of topics, all right, that I think are going to help anyone that's reading it, whether you're starting, all right, whether you're on the path, even whether you think you have. It's always nice, even writing it and researching it, helping me. I've been researching stuff for 10 years. All right, again, nice little reminder for me as well. So I just want to point that out. Right, into people who are Fit Team members will be getting that ebook for free. All right, as a thank you, as a perk to joining as a member and supporting the channel. So just wanted to point that out. Also, big shout out to all of our super chatters who are in chat right now. You know who you are. All right, if you want to give back to the channel, you're getting great value from the videos, from the discussions. All right, the super chat function is also another way to do that. But I just want to point out that ebook is now done. I can't wait to get that nutrition guide out to you guys, make it available. And again, it's going to be coming free to those who click that join button and become a member of the Fit team, like Sonia has done, all right, and others have done, all right. I know they'll probably be listening to this, if they're not in chat right now, listening to this later. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. All right. Again, a lot of time went into this book. I'm very, very excited to get it out to you. I just want to make it clear, those you can get that book for free by becoming a member of the channel. All right. And I think it's going to be great value. It's not a super short read. All right. But again, I want to keep it simple. All right. Keep it simple, things that you can do today, all right? You read it, and then you can start making changes today. So members, you will be getting that book for free, all right? That was part of joining as a member, Fit Team member, all right? That's one of the perks. So I just wanted to point that out there. Thank you, everyone who's been joining so far. Shout out to all of my members, all right? And shout out to all of you guys for being in stream right now. Really appreciate having you guys in here. And for all the support. I see we're at 41 thumbs up. Everyone rolling in here on a Sunday morning. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much again. So macadamia nuts. I know a lot of people will be happy with that because I get a lot of questions on, macadamia nuts and different nuts and varieties other than almonds and walnuts that I usually will, even pistachios from time to time, but almonds and walnuts on a higher level. Right now, the other one I think is a great one is bell peppers. Okay. The nice thing with bell peppers, all right, if we want to help limit or reverse, all right, kidney disease, all right, or at least, reduce some of the symptoms. And again, not just disease, but kidney issues or kidney problems. All right. One, bell peppers. All right. The amazing thing with bell peppers, and we have to keep this in mind, is packed with nutrients. One of the best sources of powerful antioxidant vitamin C. All right. Pound for pound, one of the best vitamin C options out there. If you're eating bell peppers, you're getting a great amount of vitamin C. But it has a ton of micronutrients in it, but it's low in potassium, which is unlike a lot of other vegetables. So that's why the vegetables that I'm pointing out to you, cabbage, cauliflower, bell peppers, right? You can kind of take onions and garlic in there. Remember, they're more of herbs, guys. All right. These ones are very, very healthy for us. Tons of health promoting abilities, tons of micronutrients, but they're low in potassium, sodium, phosphorus, calcium. All right, they're lower on that end. So that's what's helpful for our kidneys health. All right, our kidney health and things of that nature. Take your time. It's red peanuts in the shell selling bags. Yes, take your time. Well, I appreciate that, Rupal. No worries. Appreciate your time and advice. Well, thank you, Rupal. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But yes, bell peppers are a great one, guys. I think bell peppers are underrated. They're one of my favorite. I think I need to increase my bell pepper intake, to be honest. Now, careful. If they're nightshades, if you're dealing with arthritic symptoms and things like that, be careful with that just a little bit. All right, there's studies out there that show they can be a little bit detrimental for individuals who have arthritic symptoms. All right. You can kind of mix it up a little bit. It won't happen to everyone. It can have different effects on certain individuals with those types of symptoms. All right, the vitamin C and antioxidants can be helpful, can have the potential to be helpful for those individuals, all right, with those symptoms. But again, nightshades don't always, all right, go hand in hand too well with those individuals who are dealing with arthritis symptoms. So we already know they're low in potassium, basically no sodium. So again, vegetables and things like that, no sodium, low in phosphorus, not very much calcium and things of that nature, things we want to avoid if we are dealing with kidney problems. Again, tons of antioxidants. Vitamin C, all right, an amazing source. Vitamin A, another antioxidant, all right, amazing source of that as well. All right, and we know that these nutrients, all right, so not just vitamin C, not just vitamin A, but all of the nutrients taken together and healthy compounds like antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, all right, they're going to be important for immune function. All right, that's why I love bell peppers. All right, that's why I love vitamin D, the fermented foods. All right, that's why I love zinc, foods that are high in zinc. All right, again, we don't overdo it. We just get adequate levels, daily recommended value, but it's going to help to improve immune function. And immune function is often compromised. All right, so our immune function, all right, is lowered or compromised. All right, if we are dealing with kidney disease or kidney issues. So that's why bell peppers, basically all of these foods, all right, are helping our digestive system, which in turn can help improve our immune system because it's going to help with nutrient absorption. It's going to help with regularity. It's going to help remove waste, toxins, pathogens from the body. All right, excess fluid. All right, so it's increasing our digestive system, which in turn, all right, the health of the digestive system, which in turn is going to help improve immune function. All right, and immune response, which is often compromised for individuals who are dealing with kidney issues, kidney disease. All right, kidney problems. So immune system function improved as well, not only kidney function. All right, and then like I said, hardly any phosphorus, very low in potassium. All right, where other vegetables are high in potassium. All right, or at least higher in potassium, like your broccoli. That's why you won't find broccoli on this list. It's a good source of potassium. It's not bad for us. I'm not saying don't eat broccoli, but I'm just saying if we have to, say if we're dealing with kidney disease or kidney issues and we have to keep potassium low, these are the options that we want to be choosing. All right, so I hope that makes sense. I'm not saying potassium is bad. I'm not saying phosphorus is bad. These are vital, all right, essential minerals. But if we're dealing with kidney disease, we need to make sure that we're cognizant of these minerals and of the electrolytes, sodium and potassium. So I just want to make that clear. Teresa, thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming in. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's great to have you in here. And if you're not new, I apologize. Oh, no problem for coming in late. We're starting early. It's all right. The important thing is you're in here, and remember the videos are always going up. But did you mention anything that helps arthritis? You know, with arthritis, I didn't specifically get into foods that help arthritis, but I did just mention you know, nightshades can be a little bit detrimental to individuals with arthritis. You know, peppers, some of the other ones that, you know, for some reason aren't coming to mind right now. But if you are dealing with arthritis symptoms, just be careful with nightshades, bell peppers, things like that. We talked about a couple foods that would actually help with arthritic symptoms. All right, of course, like nuts and seeds, so macadamia nuts can help, but like almonds, walnuts, very, very helpful. All right. Dark leafy green vegetables, all right, would help, even though we haven't mentioned those too much today. But like cauliflower would also help. Olive oil we talked about today. Blueberries are especially helpful, which we did talk about today. Same thing with garlic and onions, which we talked about today. So, there's some good ones, all right, for arthritis and arthritis symptoms, rheumatoid arthritis. Another one that I would probably add, one of the best ones, you'd want omega-3 fatty acids. We talked about this a little bit in the supplement discussion we had last time. Fish oil, all right, so fatty fish is going to be helpful. Sardines, salmon is probably your most popular one. Mackerel, or even just taking a fish oil supplement, I think is going to be good for arthritis due to its anti-inflammatory effects. All right, we see in a number of different studies how important omega-3 is for decreased like joint pain, joint stiffness, even just pain in the joints and things like that. So I think omega-3 fatty acids would be a great one. I hope that helps answer your question, Teresa. But yeah, arthritic symptoms are not fun, so I just wanted to point that out. But a lot of the foods that we mentioned today do have the potential to help with arthritis symptoms due to their antioxidants, like onions, garlics, blue peppers. Sorry, not blue peppers, blueberries, bell peppers. Watch out for. Sorry, I'm just reading some of the comments as I'm talking. Peppers are nice raw, I find. Yes, I find too. Maybe like a little sauteed, but I like them raw. Freeze, transfer to freezer, proof, container, brew. I do the same thing, Flyboy. Absolutely. I have frozen red pepper in my I have frozen red pepper in my freezer right now, jalapenos right now, so absolutely. Thank you so much. God bless. Yes, that helps. Okay, great, Teresa. I'm glad that helps. I would choose those types of food. Even ginger. Ginger's another one that can help. Green tea can help due to EGCG found in green tea can help with arthritis symptoms as well. What color on the bell peppers? Okay, bell peppers. So I just want to clarify bell peppers, guys. So what color? It could be any color. It's funny. You can look at this picture right now. There's like yellow, red seems to be a popular one for kidneys, but you can have yellow, red, orange. Those are all going to be helpful for bell peppers. All super high in vitamin C. Yeah, I really like bell peppers. I think they're tremendous. All right, not only vitamin C, but other tons of nutrients. All right, and especially helpful for kidney health, guys. But I'm glad that helps. Thank you for your questions. Continue to ask your questions, guys. Have no problem answering it, even though we're specifically talking about kidney health. Overall health is important too. And we're here for 2 hours and 10 minutes. We can talk about a number of different topics. All right, so other ones, bell peppers, I think are a good one. One other one before I just want to get into some lifestyle changes. All right, I think a nice one would be, I think with a green and things like that, arugula might be your best choice when it comes to that, just because it's powerful with nitrates, and we have to think about nitrates differently. So the nitrates that are similar are found in beets, not found in like deli meats, cold cuts, and things like that, the unhealthy ones. But our normal healthy greens like spinach and kale are super high in potassium. All right, they're important for a renal diet and things of that nature. But we know arugula is nutrient dense while being low in potassium. It has very, very low levels of potassium, which makes it kidney friendly and great for, I would say, salads. That's a nice way of getting it in there. It's hard to eat arugula on its own, I'll be honest. All right, a lot of people won't enjoy it on its own, but if you throw it into a salad or even a smoothie, it's very nice. Also, we know that kidney disease can, 1, lead to high blood pressure, and 2, all right, reduce bone health. All right. The thing with arugula, all right, it can help to improve bone health and bone mineral density, and the nitrates, all right, that are in arugula can help to lower blood pressure. All right, very, very beneficial for those with kidney disease. All right. So we know it's low in sodium, low in potassium and phosphorus, and then we have those other important abilities, lowering blood pressure, increasing bone health, which can be consequences of kidney disease, guys. I love red the most. I like red as well. Red is very, very nice. I love that picture. I'm glad RuPaul. I seem to like all, when it comes to bell peppers, I seem to like all have like a mix, but, red is very nice. That seems to be the one I have most often, I'll be honest. So I think that's some good foods there, guys. Maybe some quick ones would be like another vegetable would be like radishes. All right, now that I'm looking at this picture, radishes are helpful just because they're very, very low in potassium, very, very low in phosphorus. They have good antioxidants. I think radishes would be a good choice. All right, so lots of choices. Now, the other things that we need to, watercress. Watercress would be one of the ones that, add to a salad or, a smoothie. I know it's in a lot of the green juices and stuff like that. All right, but if you can add it to a smoothie, I think that's a great way of getting it. I will usually get it through a salad, like a mixed green salad and things of that nature. So again, limit salt intake, guys. Very, very important. Be mindful of protein. This is again tips for kidney health. All right, if you, are trying to manage, I think maybe that's the best way of putting it. All right, prevent or manage chronic kidney disease. All right. This is when we want to really start talking about limiting sodium, all right, limiting potassium, limiting phosphorus, being, mindful of how much protein you're eating, because protein produces waste, all right, protein, is filtered through the kidneys, all right, so we know that even though protein, yes, healthy for your diet, all right, but it causes the kidneys to have to work harder. If we have kidney disease, remember they're compromised. All right, if we have compromised kidneys, all right, obviously if we don't want them to have to work harder, protein can be a little bit detrimental to the health of our kidneys if we're dealing with chronic kidney disease. All right, so just, keep that in mind. Choose good sources of protein, like lean meats, fish that we already mentioned, eggs would be one. You can even do alternatives like legumes, lentils, beans, lots of nice things like that. The other one, we want healthy fats, guys, healthy fats. All right, if we're having healthy fats like the ones that we mentioned, monounsaturated fats, I think are great. All right, omega-3s, I think are great. Stay away from saturated fats and, limit those, and stay totally away from trans fats. I think that's super important. All right, again, we have to limit, all right. Talk to your doctor though, because, whether you need to, all right, or how much you should limit phosphorus and potassium, all right, potassium being an electrolyte as well, which, we do know has a lot of benefits, but if we're talking about managing chronic kidney disease, potassium can be detrimental. So speak with your medical practitioner when it comes to how much we need to limit phosphorus, how much we need to limit potassium. The other thing that we need to do, guys, if we're trying to improve kidney health, is make sure that we're limiting or staying away from, all right, alcohol. All right, alcohol is going to harm our kidneys, all right, cause harm to the kidneys, consequences to the kidneys in multiple ways. All right, one, it's dehydrating. All right, so we already know that it's going to affect the kidney's ability to regulate our body's, fluid levels. All right, which is one of its main functions. All right, we also know it can in fact affect liver function, like we talked about with fatty liver disease. All right, again, which can impact blood flow to the kidneys, all right, and lead to chronic kidney disease. All right, so we see how alcohol, numerous ways, all right, which can negatively affect our kidneys. All right, so it can affect our body's ability to regulate water levels, our kidneys' ability to do that. All right, it can negatively affect liver function. All right, which can impact blood flow to the kidneys and lead to chronic kidney disease over time. And it can also lead to heart health issues like high blood pressure. And we already know those individuals with chronic kidney disease or with kidney disease or kidney problems, all right, are going to be at an increased risk of high blood pressure. All right, that's one of the symptoms of kidney disease, guys. All right, so just make sure you're doing that. I would also say, you can always speak with a coach, all right, or do consultations with a nutritionist, a dietitian to help you with managing that as well. All right. There's quite a few individuals that I'm working with right now, even some in chat, all right, who I think have expressed, just how important it can be, especially working with a coach, working with a consultant, especially with looking at different foods and things like that and working one-on-one. All right. I'll put my business email in here if you're looking for that type of service. All right, I'm more than happy to provide that for you. All right, things like this, improving kidney health, heart health, digestive health. All right, there's certain things that we can do, certain things like diabetes, non-communicable diseases that we can do to manage, prevent, or reverse. That's how I like to take it. 3-step processes there. All right, manage. All right, sort of manage, prevent, or reverse. All right, so working with a coach, a nutritionist, like myself, all right, we can work on strategies to help fix that. Okay, so I think that's a good one, and I think exercise is another healthy and important one, guys, for overall kidney health. I think getting that movement in is super, super important. All right, getting a little bit of exercise in is healthy for the body. One, it's going to help reduce obesity, which puts us at a higher risk of kidney disease in the first place. All right, so make sure, all right, I think if we're going to add one more, maybe getting in a little bit of movement would be very, very helpful. Okay, now really quickly, just for anyone who's coming in here, again, I just want to keep promoting it because I've been talking about it every single stream for the last, it's been weeks. All right, even into last year, all right, in 2021, talking about the nutrition guide that's coming out. The nutrition guide has been completed. We're in the final editing stages of the nutrition guide. All right, getting it looking nice, making sure it's well proofread. I can't wait to get that out to you. Again, individuals who are Fit Team members who click the join button will be getting that for free. All right, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of the perks of becoming a Fit Team member. All right, giving back to the channel, I want to give back to you guys as well. All right, the product will also be available, all right, to those non-fit members. All right, but it'll be sold separately, and we'll figure that out, and I'll discuss that. I'll probably do a quick little stream or video discussing that as well, but I can't wait to get that out to you. So big shout out to all of the members. Big shout out to all of you guys. I really, really enjoy, like I said, enjoyed discussing with you on right now it's bi-weekly basis, sometimes even more. All right, and we're going for basically 2.5 hours right now. If you are finding value in the chats, if you're learning something more, if you're finding value in the videos, all right, if you could, all right, if you can, all right, we have our join button feature with joining the Fit Team. All right, remember you get those free ebooks. All right, there's also the super chat function for supporting the channel. But we have about 5 hours of live streams, answering your questions, coming in here, speaking about specific topics. Love them, enjoy them. I find them great. I hope you guys are getting great value from them too. I see the 44 thumbs up there. Tremendous. Thank you so much for the support, guys. And again, I can't wait to get that nutrition guide out to you. I think you guys are going to find it very, very helpful. Hopefully you found today's kidney health and, foods that can help prevent kidney disease, foods that can help manage kidney disease, right, and take a preventative approach. Not only foods, but what the kidneys do, what their main functions are, and some of the minerals, right, and electrolytes that we might want to limit, right, in order to help manage, right, and prevent chronic kidney disease. All right, remember that's what our focus was on today. All right, those individuals wanting to improve kidney health, all right, or take a preventative approach to kidney health. So I hope you guys found it beneficial. I definitely enjoyed it. Thank you for your questions. There's a lot that came up today, right, that we were talking about. We even had a little discussion on arthritis here at the end, which was very nice. I love that, all right, because that's an important one. There's a lot of individuals dealing with arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, things of that nature. All right, there's a lot of health things that are going on right now, all right, especially coming out of this pandemic in the last 2 years that we've been dealing with. So, send me an email, guys. It doesn't matter what your goal is, all right. There's coaching, nutrition, fitness, wellness, life coaching, whatever it is. All right, I've worked with hundreds of clients. I'd love to work with you. All right, working with a few individuals who are in chat right now. It's been a great experience. All right. And I just want to make sure that we're trying to make 2022 the best year that we can, increasing our health, all right, being more and more healthy, and continuing through 2022. That's why I want these live streams to be a regular thing. All right, that's why I want these products to be coming out. Our nutrition guide, all right, the ebook that's coming out. I think it's vital that these products are coming out there as a reminder and for you to take your nutrition to the next level. It can be for anyone beginning or for anyone that's trying to take it to the next level. It was a nice reminder for myself as I was writing it. Different foods, different tips, different strategies. I think you guys will find it very, very useful, all right, and very, very helpful that you can use the best part in everyday life as a reminder. So thank you so much, guys. As always, appreciate you and content you provide. Stay strong, be well to all. Thank you, Damon. I appreciate it. Thank you, my friend from SoCal. Appreciate you. Always learning something new. Thanks for sharing. Thank you for coming in, Lainey. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate your guys' support and coming in here and discussing with me and asking your questions. Great engagement. Lainey, thank you for your questions. Damon, thank you for coming in. Thank you, everyone else. We had Teresa. I wish I could scroll up more, but Teresa, Rupal, Christine, Flyboy. I know Sonia was definitely in here. Sweet Cakes was definitely in here. Just trying to remember off the top of my head. We had Shonda, Michelle, so Miki, Stephanie asking her questions. I wish I could scroll up more, guys. But thank you very much. Appreciate all of you. Sonia, thank you for coming in, Sonia. Appreciate you. Big shout out to you, Sonia. Big shout out to Rupal. Thank you very much. It was great. Thank you, Doc, for your time and advice as always. Well, my pleasure, Rupal. Always a pleasure. Thank you for coming in. Sonia, look forward to our chat. You have a great day. Everyone else have a great, happy, healthy Sunday. Have a blessed day. We appreciate you. Well, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate you as well. All right, let's keep continuing to strive for health. All right, remember, we don't strive for perfection. All right, we just try to do the best job that we can. All right, take it step by step, that 1% day approach. All right, again, we don't have to do everything in one day. We take it as a marathon, not a sprint, guys. All right, let's try to focus on 2022 to be the healthiest year that we can. All right, there's a number of ways we can do that. Be on the lookout for the nutrition guide. All right, very, very important to me. It's my first one that's going to be out there. I think that's why I'm so excited and I keep talking about it. I know I brought it up a number of different times, but it's the first one I'm putting out there. I put a lot of work into it, and I'm excited for you guys to read it, get your feedback, and have it available to you guys. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Rupal, have a great day. Thank you for coming in as always. Stay safe, guys. Have a healthy, happy Sunday, and we will talk to you at least next time on Wednesday. If any earlier, I will make sure that I put it up as a reminder on the channel. So thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you all. Stay safe. Stay healthy.